Yes, good morning, good people. I hope you're all doing well. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. Please accept whatever suits your time zone, but more importantly, blue morning to you. I hope you're eating blue, sleeping blue, waking blue, and overall living the blue life. Let's get into the show. I hope you guys are all doing well. As usual, again, we will get what we have in the chat. Say hello to the people there because they're the reason why the community is growing as quick as it's doing it right now. So thank you, and thank you so much. We're just 3 subscribers off to get to 9,000 subscribers. But that's by the way we move on here. Let me see what we have. As usual, I'd be surprised if the first person to comment there isn't Liam Lane. And please do let me know if you can hear me, if the sound is clear, if not, so that I can make adjustment. He says again, the Blue Morning Coachella panel and chat. As usual, thank you. Same to you, brother. I appreciate all the support. Yes, guys, please like and subscribe when you enter. If you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Thank you so much for all the support. Um, Here we have Nana Masinga says again, Masinga, that reminds me of a full, again, is it Philip Masinga or what? Oh, am I mixing it up? Nana Masinga said, don't sign Onana. He's never up to the level. And I've seen somebody again in one of the short videos I make saying, arguing that he's better than Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Surprise, surprise. And here the vibe says Coach Onana rejected Chelsea. I heard that too. We'll get into it in a bit. And the Undertaker CFC says again, big up again. I would rather put in midfield than Onana. You see, some people conflicting. Some again, I go check it. If you see the short video I made on Onana, somebody there did say again that he's better than all of them, all of the midfielders we're looking at combined. But that's why I'm not going to get into that argument right now. We'll move on from that one. Let's see again. What topics we have immediately? I don't have too much in the chat right now. So yeah, I guess let's go straight to it. Which is the first one here? My screen is a bit slow this morning. I apologize for that. And I want us to start from here. I hope it doesn't start flashing. Okay, this one here. Sorry for showing you my Photoshop stuff. Maybe I still have to wait. This one, yeah. Let me give it a bit of. Let me give it a minute or two to load properly because, yeah, I switched between accounts, so it has to take time. It will take time for it to load properly. Yep, again, people, again, congratulations to us in advance. It's just 3 subscribers away to get to 9,000 subscribers, and I know we will get there. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. 1 second. This will take time before it refreshes properly, but it will happen. It won't take too much time. Let me do this. Let's do this. Let's do this one too. I could give it time to look. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'll be there in a bit. Oh my gosh, I should have done this before I come online, but it won't take too much of your time, so don't worry about it. Yes, we don't have too much in the chat, but I know can a lot of people join the bit. Just give me 1 second. Okay, this brother right here is saying he'd rather I'd rather get one Kone from Borussia Mönchengladbach. I think looking to say, isn't he the same guy that Brighton looking at? They're looking at him as a replacement for the player we want to buy from them from Moises Caicedo. So I think we've talked about that yesterday. My argument, and that's Joshua. It's Manga. Thank you for finding the time to join the show, brother. My argument is that we don't want to again compound our problems when the player the Brighton are trying to sign as a replacement for that we want from them. So let's the same player that we're talking about. If we're talking about the sell us not go for him, it wouldn't make any sort of sense to compound the situation for us. Yeah, this one here. Let me see what do we have. Again, we should sign Onana. We shouldn't sign Onana, he says, as Paul Sampson says. We have a better players in our academy. Caicedo better. But again, like Bobby has explained here before, Caicedo has a program that he has to follow. The first part of the step in the program will be to learn English language and master it. Not master it, that maybe you can be you could say be comfortable at understanding the language and also speaking, communicating with the language. I forgot what comes. I haven't seen the program myself, but that just to give you maybe that gives you an overview as to why he's not going to be part of the first team. Now he has to follow the program, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it includes going out on loan. I think maybe or maybe playing in the academy. I don't know. Again, here's again a morning. Okay, is it still morning in Ghana? I didn't know that. The same again, the same time as the local time in Nigeria. As always, correct me if that's wrong. They have the same local time as Nigeria. If not, correct me. You can. I want to know. But that's by the way. Let's move on here. A few stuff to look at in a bit. I think this has loaded properly. This here from Mano Perez says here is morning in Ghana. So, coach, again, good day to you. Good day to you and your crew. I love the show, please. Again, I heard our player from Ghana, Tariq Lamptey, is being needed at Sporting Lisbon as a replacement for Pedro Porro. Some say needed again at Lyon as a replacement for Malo Gusto. So I'm not sure which to believe now, but we'll see what happens. But Lamptey is a fine player, really. The end of the window is starting to feel like the one with us running around again the leagues looking for a midfielder. I hope it doesn't become that because the truth is those players that we're not really pushing to get right now. Once it's a few days for the window to end, like 3-4 days, the sellers they will be willing to sell because they don't want to sell and then end up not being able to get a replacement. So yeah, it's a huge risk, really. But let's see what happens. Yes, it's still morning in Ghana. Okay, good to know. Liam, again, Liam, we will panic and buy someone we don't want, or maybe buy someone we don't know the club that they've been looking at for a while now. They're just using others as a distraction or so. But I hope that's the case. Again, coach, again, what was your day like yesterday? It was it was a good day. A lot of running around. I had a lot of errands to run. It was smooth, but it was tiring really after because I should be sleeping during the day, but I had to do that because I had to do those things because they were important stuff to take care of. But that's why the way we move on. Let's start looking at what we have here. This kid again, what the issue is, I think it has to do with him not getting a work permit, which is again, it breaks the heart, but I'm not sure. Again, he still talks about coming back and helping the team. The Brazilians we have in the squad, he named Jorginho. I know he represents Italy, but he's Brazilian. And he names Thiago Silva. He can't wait to come back to help the team. Yeah, so the kid he's been in brilliant form. If getting the work permit has been the issue, the question is actually qualifies as a special talent. If they do make exception for a special talent, I think Andre Santos qualifies for a special talent. He's good on the ball, good with his feet, good with his head, an intelligent player, reads the game so well. Whenever he finds space, again, he exploits it. And that's, again, what exemplifies that is the goal he scored before this one. This one is a headed goal. I really do want to see this kid be part of the team. If we can actually get him, I say, okay, let's forget about Caicedo today, at least. Yeah, I wouldn't say let's forget about Enzo because they're two different type of player. But if anything, I think he can get the job, the type of job that Caicedo would do for us. I think he can get it done even better, actually. But that's, by the way, I don't know if they trust him that much. Let's see what we have again. Onana isn't even the best midfielder in a poor Everton, has 0 assists and allows teams to score on the team. As we can see again from the result, he shouldn't be in the equation. Why he is, I don't know. There's always that question or argument that if it comes to Chelsea, he'd become a better player at Chelsea, or maybe like again better put, if he again is surrounded by good players, he'd become even better. Maybe that's the argument. I don't know. Matheus, I don't know how you pronounce that first name. Matheus Nunes is my best option. He's faster than Enzo, He's good on the ball too, and he's aggressive. But we'll get to talk about that in a bit. The question is, I don't think we're looking at Matheus Nunes for this window. Probably summer. He would be a summer acquisition. That is, if we're able to get him, because Liverpool are also in for his signature. We do this every transfer window, so maybe that's one thing that's part of Chelsea that hasn't changed, even under the new ownership. Pardon me. Let me take a sip of my drink. So yeah, I don't get so I can work it properly. Just give me 1 second. I'll come back to you guys again. This one here says Andres Santos is a very good buy for Chelsea. He's going to be a very good player for us. The question is, again, I heard somebody say before he hasn't gotten his work permit, but my argument is count as a special talent. And I think the tournament has actually ended and they won it. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But that's the third goal we're seeing in this competition. One thing is clear, he scored with his feet, he scored with his head, and those are not easy goals, really. The one also that explains how good of a talent he is. The one he saw the space. The Argentine players, I think it was against Argentina, they were busy trying to reposition themselves, and he read the game so well, saw the space and exploited it again perfectly, and scored a very delicious goal. If you like that, let me see again. For me, what I can say is we should put all to get Enzo Fernandez before the window closes, because he's perfect for our midfield before Kante comes back on the pitch. Wow. Put all like that's no different than saying put all the eggs in one basket. Enzo Fernandez alone will not solve our problem because his assist numbers isn't something special. If you ask me, I think we're trying to play him like the way we utilize the Kovacic. If that makes sense to you. But that's, by the way, Bobby. Good morning to you. I think it's still morning. Yeah, it's still morning. There's 6 minutes before it's noon. How are you doing, brother? When the kids,
Hey,
the Bobby
coach.
uses the vice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, good morning to you, Bobby. How are you doing? It looks, yeah, I can hear you. Broke up a bit, but I think it's good now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
your
good.
thoughts on again, Andres Santos. Uh, okay, excellent. Your
Yeah,
thoughts on Andre Santos? How many goals he scored in this competition? I think they've won it. I don't know if the competition has ended. I saw a picture, or maybe him being presented with a Man of the Match award. I'm not sure what I saw then. I was sleeping when I looked at it. But again, that aside, he's been again excellent in this in the competition in question. He scored a couple of goals, all of which aren't simple goals. Now, shouldn't he count as a special talent, really? If it's again, if it is true that again they haven't offered him what me, but the person, I think it was Lamb, but said the club will keep trying. Your thoughts, Bobby?
yeah. I mean, as you know me, I address the negative narrative because I understand what sound bites, information, what damage it can do, and what good it can also do. This should be commendations and credit to our new scouting department, our new
Mm-hmm.
sporting directorship. I think it is actually who does the international one? Is it Vival? I think Vival does the international one, or is it Win
I'm
Stanley?
not sure
Perhaps Win
who's
Stanley,
maybe it's
whichever
a
one of them.
collective effort.
Yeah, whichever one of them. This is they're doing. You know, they've sourced this player, they've brought this player, they've bought this player, among others that they've been chasing and are still chasing. Look, he is a talent for
Mm-hmm.
sure. He's 18 years old. So let's not um, take that out of the equation. And I'm always very, very
Mm-hmm.
careful with the way we hype up players. You know, we've seen it before. We saw it with Mason Mount. We saw it with Callum Hudson-Odoi. We've seen it with so many of, especially our young players. You know, Dominic Solanke
Mm-hmm.
played in against us with Bournemouth. You know, when he was young, he was meant to be the sort of new great thing coming out of Chelsea, and We need
And
to
I
be
think he got into
careful.
his head, really.
Well, not only that, it's their performances don't really get to where they could be or should be till much later in their career. It's a gradual process. People like Ronaldo and Messi are rare, but even Ronaldo, in particular, Messi was extremely rare with what he did at 17, 16, 17, 18. But
Hmm.
Ronaldo, he didn't really start to find form till he was about 23. So, yes, this kid is good. A lot of the world's greatest players came out of underage international competition, especially coming from Africa, coming from South America, and Latin Europe. I will say, particularly Portugal. They have a history of extremely successful underage international players. Your likes of Rui
Hmm.
Costa, etc., etc. Yeah, South America, definitely people like Messi himself and various others, and of course the Africans and so on. So it's a good platform. He is a good signing. I think yes, we should stick to the program with him. He does need to learn the language. He does need to settle in a little bit. People are saying, "Oh, just throw him in." Well, I'll leave that up to the management, the coaches. But even then, can we trust them? When people get desperate and the club needs something, that's when they tend to just use players prematurely or overuse players, as we've seen. So yes, he's good. Yes, I'm glad he's with us. He's glad he's with us. We'll see how it goes. I understand the permit hasn't yet come through. So, there's a bit more time to wait for him. We may end up having to wait till summer. If we have to, see how he goes in pre-season. Definitely get him into the country, learning the language, learning the area, learning the culture, learning our football culture. And yeah, most definitely, he's a player from all intents and purposes that is going to be very valuable to us.
So
You
overall,
don't become.
you think he stays?
You mean rather than go on loan?
Yeah,
No, he's not going to go. What's the purpose of a loan? He needs to learn our language.
yeah.
He
And what's
needs
the
to
purpose
learn
of
our
paying that
culture.
much money for him?
Well, for that reason, to keep him, to develop him. This is part of his development. He needs to learn our language. He needs to learn our culture. Look what's happening with Casade Cesare. He
Hmm.
is learning the language, learning the culture, playing in the development squad. You have to have that base. Um, I think he will, if he's put in the development, what he's doing in the under 20 tournament is showing he's far better than that sort of level.
Level.
If another way to gauge it is when he's in the development squad. We'll see whether he is better than that level as well. This is how to ease him in. He's 18, remember. Another area that because if his paperwork isn't through, I don't know, it may not be through for a couple of months. It might be through tomorrow. I don't know how that stuff works. But
Hmm.
in our preseason, we will really get to see what he's worth to the first team. That's a fantastic time for the likes of him, Casade, and any other of these sort of youngsters that we brought through, Hutchinson, to exercise themselves with the first team. Hutchinson's sort of gone a little bit cold because of the new wingers we've brought in, but I wouldn't lose hope on that. We need squad rotation. I will keep encouraging him to push hard. Some of them, there's always injury, there's always suspension, there's always loss of form, and his opportunity can and will come. So yeah, Andre Santos, onwards and upwards. He's a great um, uh, um, signing for what I would call the mid-term future, because it's the near future. He's certainly going to be in the mix, but in the immediate future, we've got a midfield problem to solve, and we've got to go into the transfer market.
All right, and I actually, again, in my IQ, that he's actually can provide, again, can be part of the solution of that, again, immediate future that you talked about right now in terms of the midfield. Nunes
It'd be
is a
great
road
if you
runner.
could. It'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, like you said, it all comes down to what the manager wants to do and the hierarchy wants to do. Yeah, thank you so much. Here again, Jampot Entertainment. Good day, my beautiful Chelsea family. Hope you're again. Everyone is having a good day. And I'm going to say this. I'm not going to always remind you to share the link to your channel again because there's quite a lot to get. You can always do that. You're a mod, and we've already talked about it. So yeah. For anyone on iOS, there's a heart icon. If you click on it again, a small pop-up menu of different icons appears, and if you hit the heart icon, you will see the heart again floating up on the screen. So please keep doing that. That goes a long way for the channel. And keep liking the stream, guys. If you haven't, again, it takes just half a second to do that. The likes do go a long way. Remember to keep killing the stream, everyone. Help us make our family bigger. Yes, that's the truth. Yeah, let me see what else we have here. Again, please, again, it's vital that does the international scouting. I think, like Bobby explained, I think they're doing they're doing a good job. Antonio Conco says again, once the euphoria of the World Cup win dies down, again in the Enzo's value falls. I don't think that happens really. Benfica will be shocked. Enzo, don't get me wrong. Enzo, don't get me wrong, is a great player, but not worth more than 60 to 70 million tops. Yeah, I don't think the price goes down as much as most people think it will. Mount is a very good player. Every player experiences slumps. Look at Rashford for close to 3 seasons, did absolutely nothing. Today, probably best left-sided attacker globally. I think that's it's worth noting. The question is again, I think the whole argument from my part, from Bobby's part, is how the manager again keeps fielding a player who hasn't been doing well. I haven't argued that he's a bad player. I've always said, as much as I don't think he's the best player in the team, I don't think he's the worst. And I have my argument as to why he hasn't reached where he should, again, the heights we believe he can reach, and why I believe, again, we haven't seen the best of him. I've been blaming the managers, and I have a solid argument for that, but I'll leave that for another day. Where is, again, the rumors that Enzo is going to Chelsea? I'm not sure where that is right now. It's everywhere. But again, I can't rule out anything. I can't rule out the owners and Benfica are agreeing, coming to an agreement again as we speak right now. Because the truth remains, they still talk. All we can hear is again that Benfica stand firm on their valuation of the player. That we went back secretly a week ago or so, or a week plus a few days ago, tried with an improved offer, and they rejected it. So I'm not going to count it out until the window shuts. This owners have proven that they can do anything. I'm sure if they look at it and feel like we can actually do this and still not get into trouble, then they go ahead. It's as simple as that. But we'll talk more on that in a bit. Ziyech to Newcastle for 30 million. I'm thinking more of Ziyech to Roma. That's what I'm hearing. If they lose, is it Zaniolo or what's his name? Then I think they will come for Ziyech. And Ziyech, you could argue, is Mourinho's type of player. He's able to pick up pass when somebody makes a run for a counter-attack process. I think Mourinho would cherish him. And yeah, again, update on Gusto. We'll get that in a bit. And Tobele, nothing new. We haven't heard anything new, except the last thing we heard is that, again, we put in a bid that, again, that's acceptable to Lyon. But the difference is that they want to keep him for the rest of the season, and we want him now. And I know quite well. I'm sure you're well acquainted as to why we want the player now. So, people, thank you so much for 47 likes. If you're watching, we have 72 people watching. If you're watching and you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, the likes do go a long way. Even if you're watching and you cannot participate in the chat, yes, please take a second. To drop a like on the stream. It does go a long way for us. So thank you for all the support. We've dealt with that one. Then we have this one here. So apparently Bobby Onana the bid rejected. I'm not sure. It's mixed up there. Some outlets are saying that we went in with the bid for Amadou Onana, and Everton rejected it. Some are saying the player himself rejected Chelsea Football Club. Did you hear anything, or what do you think? And again, this again a mixed reception from the fan base. Some don't want him. Some say he's nonsense. Some say he's better than Caicedo. And again, Enzo Fernandez. I think that's just people trying to console themselves in case if he ends up being the player we sign. But your thoughts, Bobby? While I wait for Bobby update and goes to, like I said, we'll talk about him in a bit. And I've explained. I think I think I already answered that question the best I can. So for the case of Onana, if you're in the chat, let me know what you think about the rumors and whether he's a player you want at Chelsea. I think here's the thing: he's good enough, and I think he can do better. Again, in a club again like Chelsea, when surrounded by a much better crop of players. That's not saying I wouldn't get into the argument that he can measure again in terms of skill set and his ball playing ability, that he can measure Caicedo or that he can measure Enzo Fernandez. I don't think he's close to those two players, except if until I'm proven otherwise. From what I've seen so far, I don't think he's anything close to them. Let me see what else we have here. It looks like Bobby is not close to his device. I am tired of this transfer saga. Usman, Isaac, I think we all are. It's not that simple. It's complicated. We want a lot of players, and the clubs want us to sell Stamford Bridge and give them the money, and give them the proceeds. Maybe that's what makes them happy. Here's the thing. I think it's never going to be easy because we're not just looking at mediocre players. We're looking at top-class players. Well, again, if you were looking at, again, you could say the best from every league. For instance, Caicedo, you could argue, is one of the best players in the league. And Enzo Fernandez is one of the best players in the Portuguese league. Malo Gusto is one of the best players in League. So it's never going to be simple. And these players have also all the big clubs looking at them. For instance, we heard the Man United, they're advising Gusto not to join us, to wait for them until the summer. So things like that. It's never going to be easy. Had we gone for lesser quality players, you'd be rest assured that by now, by now we have about two of them in it through the doors, the gates of Stamford Bridge, if that makes any sort of sense. Hey, again, I enjoyed the friendly West African voice early in the morning. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Again, I appreciate that. And ladies and gentlemen, we've hit 9,000 subscribers. And again, I cannot thank you guys enough. I think it's worth showing you guys that. Where's the screen? I need the screen now. Just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. And we go for 10,000 subscribers right now. We're at 9,000 subscribers. Now watch it change now. There you go. So congratulations to us. That's not easy. We did it. We keep moving, people. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate that. Let me see what else I have. Again, I enjoyed the friendly West African voice early in the morning. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I get what you mean by that. Thank you so much for saying that. And I also enjoy you always finding time to support the show. That means the world to us. Big up, bro. Big up to you, to the please. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Please, guys, keep liking the stream, like and subscribe. And when you enter, like the stream when you enter. Again, if you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Thank you so much. And again, I'm going to say this once again. I'm elated. We're at 9,000 subscribers. We're shooting for 10,000 right now. And I know we can get that done by the time the transfer window shuts. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, you people are absolute legends. Instead of Onana, let's save the money and stick with Gallagher. That makes, again, far more sense. I think they're two different kind of type of players. Look, I don't think we're getting Onana to vie for places with what's his name? To vie for places with Gallagher. No, they play differently. But yeah, do I really like Onana? No, I don't like him. But again, there's always that belief. He's 21. That if he joins us, he becomes a much better player when surrounded with much better players. And that's usually, again, the logic there. Yeah, but I get where you're coming from. PJ Kelly, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Let's go, people. What else do we have here? Boehly, Boehly has bring a lot of, brothers to the club. I'm not sure what to make of that, but I think I understand what you mean. How come every window, a few days before it's closed, we always end up wishing it was closed? I have always found it that way again for every window. Again, you can say frantic, especially again. I don't usually feel so if I still if there are still a few players that I believe the club can bring in that will make us better. But I get it. Sometimes again I can get very nervous. In my case, I can get very, very nervous, and again because I fear that's a chance to end up not getting the players we want, and then going to can continue the season or going to the season the way again with the issues that we thought maybe would be able to sort out by the time again the transfer window shuts. I really don't want that happening. It does it drains the life out of me if I'm being honest here. But that's by the way. Let me see what else we have in the chat, people. Keep the comments coming. We'll be switching topics in a bit. Okay, people just saying hello to each other there. Just give me 1 second. I need to take care of something here quickly. Let me see. Yep, let's see. Just quickly, I'll be back with you guys, please. All right, again, what else do we have here? Let me see what we have here. Okay, let's see what we have here. Again, this one, we've tackled this one here, but I'm going to leave it in case Bobby comes back and he has something to say about that. Again, I really do want to discuss this particular topic with quite some people because I think people are just making up stories, and I'm not sure why that is. Congrats again on the Chelsea Perspective family on 9,000 subscribers, and we shoot for 10,000 subscribers. We can do that. And you people are absolute legends. Let's go. Thank you so much. Again, so much appreciation here. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Again, Emmanuel Konadu, thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Thanks for all the support. Congratulations, coach. Congratulations to us all. It's not just me. We're a community. We shoot for 10,000 subscribers now. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if you don't mind, guys, if you're in the chat, I'd like you to please take a minute to let us know where you're following the show from. That's really important to us. Morning, coach. Again, just curious to know if people would rather Onana or Lavia from Southampton. Wow, that is some question. I think from what I've seen, and that's me, I think Lavia is more technically gifted. And again, I've seen Lavia find solutions in tight spaces. I haven't seen Onana do that. But again, what is obvious is that Onana brings, he's a big guy. He brings physicality. He brings physicality. He brings his height, whereas Lavia isn't that tall. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing is sure, Lavia is more gifted of the two players. So I don't know why, if in fact we're looking at Onana, probably because maybe we need to mix things up with a bit of physicality and also skills. He's skilled too. But I don't think he's the most skilled. I think Romeo Lavia is the most skilled, again, most technically gifted of the two players, if that makes any sort of sense. Let's see what we have again. My wish is for us to secure the signing of Gusto. He will be very important player for us when for us, then a good DM. I don't think I would go for any traditional, your stereotypical DM. If anything, we'll go for what you could call a hybrid DM. A DM, again, no, I wouldn't, I don't think that, again, for instance, let me just use an example. Declan Rice is your typical type of DM, but I think we'll rather be looking for a DM such as Ismail Benessa, a DM such as, again, you could say, because I'm sure Matheus Nunes can also play a DM, but maybe more of the high, again, Kovacic approach, a hybrid of 6 and 8. I think that's the type of sixes we're looking for. But again, Ismail Benessa is the most complete of all, and I'm not quite sure why the club aren't looking for him. So in the case of, let's say Gusto, yes, I agree with you. I think it's one player I'd like us to bring in this window because of all the, again, right-sided, fullbacks available on the market. I think he's the closest to Reece James in terms of his technical ability. If anything, at this point, Reece James is just better than him given his experience and given the fact that he's played in the Premier League already. But the kid is confident too. Yes, I agree. They sold the project to him, and he's agreed personal terms, and he wants to join us, and he's not looking to stay back at Lyon. He wants to join us, which is why you could argue Lyon are looking at Tariq Lamptey, our academy project, and all the options as a replacement for him. Yeah, I think I really would like us to get that one over the line. He will be an excellent player for us. Maybe there's a chance again, even if he's on the pitch, Rhys James can play as again can be a hybrid DM for us because he can do more than just read the game and defend. If that makes any sort of sense to you, like somebody did bring up yesterday, James played as a DM for Wigan in the Championship and won their player of the season that same year. So he's capable of doing that. So yeah, I wouldn't mind Gusto. He's an excellent player, a prospect, if again better put, and I think he will get there because he's the closest to Reece James in terms of technical ability. Onana is a beast. Get him as soon as possible. We need him like no man's business. Any CFC fan that doesn't want Onana must be out of his mind. And Prince again, Otasowe, can you elaborate as to why you think we want him? And do you prefer him? Like again, it's Kanye asked, do you prefer him over Romeo Lavia? We want to know why you want him. But to me, I think Romeo is a more technically gifted of the two, if that makes any sort of sense. It's Kanye, my bro. Again, are you not at work today? Also, again, Andres Santos has been playing really well. 3 goals again in his last 3 games. Yep. And something again that I paid attention more of the goals that I've seen. One of them is a headed goal from a set piece. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the other was again, I think it was against Argentina. The Argentine players were busy trying to reorganize themselves to better position to stop him, and he read it. That's footballing intelligence that I want to see in a player. And he exploited the space practically. Again, went straight down, and the defenders got confused, and he scored a delicious goal. That was why I'm asking: shouldn't the kid be? Shouldn't he be counted as a special talent? Which again, he wouldn't have, so he doesn't have problems getting his work permit. But I think the club will suck that out after paying that much money for him. I don't think you don't send such a talent again on loan, if that makes any sort of sense. Let me see again. What we have here: Onana is far much better than Gallagher. Wow, that's some statement right there too. Again, it's Victor Osimhen, this generation's Didier Drogba with more speed. You could argue that. Again, more pace. Again, 2 of them have power. He's good in the air. Didier Drogba was good in the air. You could say that again because he has that again aggressive approach again that he unsettles. Again, no matter the defender he plays against, you will never rest until again the final whistle is blown. Yeah, you could say that. Phil Savannah, hello, bro. Greetings to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Where is my brother Roger? Roger, if you're watching, Bobby is looking for you to come and say I agree with pretty much everything Bobby said. We're waiting for you to do that. Chelsea must sign Enzo and Caicedo this winter. No, it is not that simple, really. Chelsea all the way. It's not that simple. Yes, we're able again to spread out the payments so that again we don't get into trouble with infringe any FFP rules. But the truth remains, again, it piles up. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 players that you get to pay a certain amount of money every year, it adds up. And plus, again, there's no guarantee we'll get in Champions League football. There's no guarantee we'll participate in the next edition of the Champions League. So if we miss out on that, that will hit our pocketbooks. That reduces income channel, which in turn, again, you have to find a way to balance the book, so it becomes dangerous. Pardon me, I have to take a sip of my drink so I don't lose my voice and wake up, and I have to wake up properly too. Yeah, again, thank you so much, guys. Let's keep liking the stream. We're at 73 likes right now. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible.
Coach, did you invite me in?
Yeah, I invited you, and I thought maybe you were still waiting for your brother Roger, but let me catch up with the chat. I'll come back to you. Okay. Again, we fell short of 300 likes yesterday, but I know we can do it. Let's do it today, please. That's by the way, but we got it to 200 likes at least. Like I said, it's not possible. I don't think it's possible getting the both of them this window. Good morning, my neighbor. Yes, good morning to you, Nee Zion, my brother. again, my West African brother, my Ghanaian brother. Again, I hope everyone is doing wonderful today. From what I am reading and hearing, I don't think Moises Caicedo moved well. I hold your breath on that. But more importantly, when you get a chance, share the link to your channel and I'll talk about it when I get to it. Okay. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you finding time to join. Much love, and I will always reciprocate whenever I can. Yeah, bro, I am cool. And you hope you're good. Yes, I'm excellent. A lot of, again, Yes, guys, again, sincere apologies. I hope you can still hear me. Again, I had a connection issue, but good thing we're back. You pay all that money, it's never stable. Every now and then it stabilizes, and then again, boom, it goes off. But just give me 1 second. Let me fix some stuff, and we can continue. I appreciate your patience, and again, all of you that waited, thank you so much for waiting. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's continue. They cannot stop us. We're here to have fun today, and we'll continue. This one again, yeah, bro. Again, thank you for nice to hear that you're well. Good morning, coach again, and Bobby. Victor Roque. Victor Roque is on the Chelsea radar as well as 17-year-old Brazil under 20 forward. The club will be in for him in the summer. I think a lot of the players that will be linked with right now will have to be in the will have to be summer acquisitions because yeah, we spent too much this window. We have to again, and we need a bit of time to balance the books. I work nights, coach. So again, from 7 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. UK time only. Woke up 30 minutes ago. Oh, so you usually resting again at the time where where the show is on. So guys, thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting. We're back again. Yes, please keep liking the stream. We're 78 likes. Let's try to get it to 100 as soon as possible and shoot for 200. We have had the connection issue, but we're back. We moved. Onana, again, is a good tackler, but final decision is the problem. Just like, again, cover. Maybe, again, because he's still 21. People will still come up with that argument. But do I think he's the best option we can get? Maybe. Like some people said, again, it sounds like a panic buy. Maybe we're just trying, again, to find a solution as quickly as possible. Because we really didn't get the players. Maybe it's starting to look like we're not going to get the players we're looking at this window. The funny thing is that, again, some argue that we're looking at him as an alternative to Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. I don't think he is an alternative to those players. I think it's different. Big up, coach. It says Michi boy at Chelsea. Michi, again, big up to you too. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Big up, Bobby from Michi. Where is Roger, the Dodger? Roger probably has something that he has to take care of. Again, I know he loves being on the show, but again, he has all the priorities, so probably no time today. Lamek Azuru, after Enzo, my first priority is Edison.
Oh, you're back, coach. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back, yeah. Edison Alvarez, the guy is just excellent on the ball and can score goals too. How is his output in terms of chance creation? I know a lot of people have mentioned his name, but I'm not sure. How about his output as a player, as somebody who plays closer to the final third or anywhere close to that? I really do want to know if that makes any sort of sense to you. Just give me 1 second. I'll come back to you, Bobby. My other screen is still disconnected, so I'm trying to get it connected. Yeah, again, let's look at this number quickly because that's important. But maybe you know what? I don't think it makes sense to look at his numbers since he plays deep. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But again, his scores goes. He's good on the ball, fine. Again, how about the defensive aspect of the game? How well is he in that? How well does he do? Again, how good is he in that aspect? So maybe I have to do research myself. We sign, excuse me. We sign Onana or Caicedo. Thiago and Kepa could literally take a nap during a game. Do you trust Onana that well, really? Again, Blue Blood, hello to you too, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Guys, again, Chelsea Perspective will be right back due to technical issues. Thank you so much, my brother. Much love to you. And he asked me back in quickly to find out if everything was all right. And I told him he reached out to tell you guys, I owe you that, brother. Thank you. Much love. I appreciate that. Ziyech, Pulisic, and Aubameyang must all leave. Luigi, that's all you preach all the time. I think CFC can think of Tudo Mendel Idowu, Mendel Idowu, Santos, the great midfielders, because I don't think the likes of Enzo Caicedo will be accomplished since they are overpriced. Wambuzi, Julius, that's some argument right there. If you can elaborate as to why you think you don't think, again, like Enzo and Caicedo will be accomplished. You could say, I know you mean a deliver, yeah, but that's another way to say it. I really would like to see you elaborate as to why you think that will happen. Moises Caicedo is a number 5 defensive midfielder, but more, again, you could say a little bit, again, a mashup. He can do that box-to-box role too. Onana is good tackler, but his ball distribution is a problem. Plus, I'm hearing again. Not hearing. I've seen that myself. He's not the most technically gifted. Enzo operates as an advanced center midfielder that will create assists and link up with the attack. Yeah, again, because I know some people argue he played deep for Argentina during the World Cup, but that's just where he starts to operate. But usually, you always see him closer to the final third. He's a fine finisher, and I think it would be a waste to play him as deep as that. Bobby, I don't know if you've spoken. Okay, we've spoken about Santos. Am I missing anything here? You've talked about. Did you talk about Onana, that he rejected us, that Everton rejected our bid? I'm not sure which it is. Which is it really? Whether Everton rejected our bid or whether the player himself rejected us. And again, it's hard to tell if indeed we're serious about him. No, I'm not sure. Your thoughts, Bobby?
Onana is a funny one. He's not a player that I can claim hand on heart to know that much about. I know he has physicality, and I'm always for physicality, but I also realize that physicality cannot be everything about you in midfield. There must be a very strong technical component to that. Is he that guy? I don't know. Is it that we haven't noticed him because he's playing with a struggling Everton, possibly? Whereas Moises Caicedo is playing with a more organized, functional Brighton team. It's a hard one. I don't know. Yet again, that's another one that
what you said may well be the case, because he's playing with a struggling Everton team. Most people underrate him or don't see the best of him. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's one that I will gladly leave to the experts and to the coach. I mean, that's what they're there for. They would look at these players and have a feel for the quality they can bring to the team. If it's even true that we're going for him. I've noticed, whenever we go for Everton players, they get silly, like they did with Anthony Gordon.
I'm glad we didn't get him, really. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's true that we've gone for him and they've rejected it and all that stuff. I'm not sure it's worth really stepping up that pursuit. Look, what I have heard is, Chelsea aren't completely off the scent for Moises Caicedo. I've heard that it's probably not true, the 100 million tag. I think a sort of more towards 75 million offer would probably do the deal. So I've heard. Actually, I think that was what's his name? Ben Jacobs take. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think we're out of the running for Moises Caicedo, although we have to get a move on if we want it done. Enzo is the one that I think will be extremely difficult, not just because of the price tag, but because of this issue of taxes. Unless Benfica are prepared to relax on the buyout clause issue, it's just going to be it's an unnecessary expenditure with that sort of. I mean, you're talking of what, 160 something million. That's too much. That really is too much. If the club do that, I'll be surprised, to be honest. I'll think, wow, they must really, really rate him. But Onana, let's wait and see. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'll be right with you. Just I'm messaging someone here. Just 1 second. Yep, there you go. Done. Yeah, we've read. Okay, I've talked about this one too. And if you have any questions while you're in the chat, shoot it. There ain't too much happening today, but I'll keep again my update screen open. If I see anything, we will most definitely talk about them. But I haven't seen anything new here, and we're doing our best. Let me see what else we have here. Bobby, we've talked about. Yeah. We've talked about Onana, and this one here, Bobby. I think they're making up stories, really. Kai Havertz Chelsea's future is uncertain, and his departure from Chelsea is possible. The Champions League next season is crucial for his price tag. Is crucial for him. Price tag is around 16 million with possible bonus payments included. I think the argument that they're trying to say again, if we don't make Champions League, he leaves. The other argument I've seen online is that again he leaves because he's underperforming. It's just everywhere, and it's clear if you're a Chelsea fan and you've been paying attention, Graham Potter actually likes this man, and he's still very young. He still falls under the age of the sort of again for the talents that the club is they're looking to acquire. I don't know why people are just again. It's clickbait, really. Bobby, your thoughts on this story? So I'll keep getting one we have in the chat until Bobby is ready. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
go
I just
ahead.
had to. These are. I'm going to categorically say this. These are lies, and this is what annoys me in the Chelsea fan base.
Mm-hmm.
There are those that are so-called fans. I don't know what they are. There are many that are not fans. They come onto Chelsea spaces to sow negative seeds, and there are those that call themselves fans, but they pretend to be fans. I don't know where this is, but I know that this is a lie. Period. It's a lie. He'll leave if there's no Champions League. Well, if there's no Champions League football, he's part of the reason. So I don't even want to go there. It's a lie. It's just a blatant lie. There was even a Sky Germany commentator that came out with the fact that Bayern isn't even looking at Havertz.
So
what
that debunks that particular story. So it's absolute nonsense.
Yeah, it's some of these people, they get so hung up on particular players, and then they start to push a narrative in order to get the player out. I was on a platform yesterday where on Twitter actually, where one Liverpool fan came and he started pushing and pushing hard the narrative to get Ziyech out of the club, just to weaken the club. That's the thing. They want to keep the club weak, and I couldn't take it anymore. I asked him to focus on selling Ruben Diaz and getting rid of Jurgen Klopp, and he understood exactly that he was. I was onto him. But this is the same thing. It's even, and this is beyond clickbait. People could say, well, some of these guys, they do it so they can get clicks and so on. No, it's more than that. It's a bit malicious, and I don't like it, as you can tell from what I'm saying. It's unnecessary. It wouldn't even help the club. Kai Havertz is a key member of the Chelsea football team. The fact that we can play him out of position as a striker, and bearing in mind he has actually delivered some goals in all that difficulty, in all that lack of service, he's managing to score something, shows how important he is. And with hopefully the new dynamic offense that we're trying to build, I think he will fit right in and be very, very helpful for us as an attacking unit. He's still developing. How old is Kai now? What, 23?
Yeah, around that. Yeah, he's about the same age as Mason Mount.
Yeah. So he's coming to the end of his so-called development, but he's still in that development phase, and still not playing in his natural position. His work ethic is very high. He actually defends. He attacks. He goes to the midfield, the failing midfield to collect the ball. Kai Havertz, there's absolutely no reason whatsoever that Chelsea should be looking to sell him. And I don't think Graham Potter is. I see Potter as a manager that likes him, and I see he has a future with us. But this is all malicious. Yeah, it's malicious content. Chelsea have to sell. What do? They go to the very, very best and start from there. Whereas Chelsea
here's the thing. if people can learn something from this, before you start hearing all this again, this sort of nonsense, news out there, it is usually when again all serious topics start to dry down.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's when they put out these again because they pick up a name that everybody would jump on and would want to know why. Why is that again? Again, why would that situation ever occur? Why is it possible and all that? But that's by the way again. Like I said, a lot of people complain about him, but usually those are the people that don't look again that just see football on the surface and that's it. The manager
Just one
values
more,
him.
one more
Yeah, go
thing,
ahead.
please, Coach.
Sorry, go ahead.
Chelsea have such a substantial injury list that even with the reduced number of games that we're playing, we don't need to sell this January. We could probably go through this January and sell nobody. And the reason for that is that, and still, we're still within FFP. And the reason for that is that we may not need to sell till the summer, and all these guys that are injured, it will help their rehabilitation if they don't have to play too many games in the course of their return. People are saying, "Oh, Kante will be back in February," and what Kante will be back in February, even if he's healed, he will still need time to pick up the pace, and he won't probably get to anything near what he was till mid-March, April even, and we're looking at the end of the season. So the injury list has caused a lot of reason not to sell. Wesley Fofana, yes, he's back in training. What Wesley Fofana will we get? There's going to be a lot of heavy rotation around him. We're looking to get somebody in so we can heavily rotate around Reece James, and certainly we're going to do that around Ben Chilwell. So this sell, it may not happen as quickly as some of these people are trying to push.
Yeah, and the process will always be gradual. Again, you could call it a reintegration process because both are long-term injuries. Wesley Fofana, you mentioned, and N'Golo Kante, you mentioned. I don't think we should be in a rush to reintroduce him. Yes, we need him to push for top four, but we must not rush him back. That has always been the issue. Thank you for that again, Louis Pellegrini. I appreciate that contribution there. I would risk Enzo. I'd buy two world-class defensive midfielders. Why? That's again. You have to also pay attention to how the manager likes to approach the game. Potter likes a more, but Enzo is not just a typical. It's not a defensive midfielder. After, if you're being honest, it's not. If anybody's close to being one, it is Caicedo, not Enzo. You'd be wasting Enzo's talent if you play him that deep. Really. I get it. He has some good tackles one statistics and all that, but I think it's a talent that should be playing further forward and closer to the final third. Mute live stream again. I think you joined when I had the connection issues with. I get that. That's by the way. That's hilarious, really. Let me see what we have here. Again, I learned Onana rejected the offer himself. How true is that, please? There's no way to tell. That's the thing. Again, there's no way to tell. Again, we can all just put two and two together and come to a sensible conclusion. So I wouldn't say again that happened really. If you're watching, people, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream. We're at 98 likes right now. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible and shoot for 200. We weren't able to make 300 yesterday, but I'm hopeful we do that today. Let's see what next we have. I again feel and have seen a few clips of Andre Santos. The guy is basically a defender for Brazil right now, and he can attack too. So again, if we don't get any enough Enzo or Caicedo, I think we're good. I think we already know we're good, but I think the issue probably is with the work permit, and we need squad depth. I think even whether we get Enzo or Caicedo, I think we're still bringing Santos. I think it's different in the sense it's more of a box-to-box midfielder. He's again, the kid is good. Pick up coach again. The midfield is a big problem we're desperate to fix most crucial place in our team. I think the club are working on it. It wouldn't make any sort of sense if the transfer window shops we don't get an attacking midfielder, and we don't get a fullback, right on the right hand side to be precise. Then the spending would have been for nothing. For the attacking area, even if we don't get a central attacking midfielder, what's his name again? Mudryk can drift in and create excellent chances from the central area. So, but if we can get players for those two positions, then fine, would be perfect. You can say would be ready. Actually, would push to win the Champions League if that makes sense. Kai Havertz stay because he's young. Fans thinking of him leaving, you're wrong. It's because he doesn't get the proper assist. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes he makes runs because one thing he's the best at doing at the club is exploiting spaces. But a lot of times his teammates don't read that, and that's a big issue. Doesn't get the proper assist. Again, it's a player like Ziyech and Pulisic can not assisting him properly. Luigi Pellegrini, your argument again is always strong. Yes, guys, keep liking the stream. We'll hit 100 likes. Let's take it to 200 likes as soon as possible. And I know you can. And also do subscribe to the channel. And I want to say thank you. Thank you to those of you that, again, doesn't participate in the chat. And I don't know your name. So I can't call you by name. But again, you guys are the reason why, we got to where we are today. Yes, you don't participate in the chat, but the views has contributed immensely to the growth of the channel. So yes, thank you. But if you can do us a favor, take a second, drop a like again on the stream. It will go again. You're doing even more to help the Chelsea Perspective community grow. So thank you to all of you. And as they are those fans who protect the style of a player rather than the performance and consistency. If Bayern wants to buy, then there's a problem with Ziyech and Pulisic. Yep, again, that's the truth. Some of the Chelsea fan base are ignorant. They don't know anything about football. Kai is a good player. He loves Chelsea. He's good. Again, to Graham Potter. Yep. Again, we'll work on him to come into his form. I think he's one player the club recognizes he's a special talent. I don't think the club would want to lose him. Like I said, those stories always pop up again when content creators don't see when content creators don't see anything serious going on out there. Again, there's more news coming out that we'll share it in a bit. Again, it's interesting, really. Let's see. Again, all the journalists are saying Kai is very happy at the breach and would refuse a transfer. That's it. And the club would want to keep him. I think the club would only want to sell if he wants to leave. They know what he's capable of doing. We just need to start playing this guy consistently in a particular position so that he comes in good. He comes into his own. He's an intelligent player. He's one of the players with the best touches. Again, the player would want. Again, you could say he's ranks among the players that has good, excellent touches at the club. His technical ability, you could argue, is next to none. He reads spaces quite well, exploits spaces. If you can find him with a good pass, he will do well. But unfortunately, some people, the way they read game, one bad game, and that's it for you. And he doesn't sulk, really. He fights. He hates it when we lose a game. And he has, again, you can say he has that bond with Chelsea and would want to stay at the club. But that's, by the way, this one here says, again, we should sign Noon again from Wolves. Again, you're talking about Nunes, Matheus Nunes. We'll talk about him in a bit. If we sign Felix in summer, where would Havertz play? They're not the same. They're not the same, believe me. And we can have squad depth. We can use some more. Felix can play on the flanks. Felix can play on the flanks, left or right. He can play as a second number 9. Even Felix himself has said again that his best position is as a second number 9. Yeah. So if that makes sense. So yeah, we can have them both, bro. And Keshawn, I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Please do let me know. I want to know. Kai Havertz has been playing out of position and never complains. Unlike Ziyech does complain. Yeah, exactly. He remains professional and wants to play wherever you play him. Making excuses. Yep, I get your point. In this window, a sell has to happen to balance the rules. I think we'll sell some players. We'll get to that in a bit. Which player Chelsea is getting for James cover? Not really cover, but at this point you could say cover because he's still young, probably needs some experience. In terms of technical ability, you could argue that he can measure James. But because of James's experience, James has played in the Premier League. I wouldn't say his competition at this point, but he has the potential to become even better than Reece James will become. And there's a chance he starts and Reece James gets played in the midfield. I'm sure the club is well aware of James's ability to play central, to play in the midfield area, and not just on the flanks as a wing back or as as a right back. Coach, again, it's breaking news on Sky Sports that Gordon is absent from Everton training, which only means that he is forcing. No, Gordon is going to most likely Newcastle United. We haven't put in a bid. The only team that put in a bid for Gordon is Newcastle United. And again, I'm saying hallelujah to that, because I don't really see how he fits in our team, if I'm being honest. I see the superior actor. See you today, I will see you tomorrow, but I understand we're all busy. Again, thank you so much for finding the time to join, bro. The fact that Kai is thinking of, no, he's not thinking of leaving this upset. He's not. It's people making that up. With this, again, inconsistency along with all this, again, have put Chelsea in the position now he wants to jump ship. No, it's been made up. Gordon is going to Newcastle. Yep, I saw that too. I think this guy is fake. Yeah, most likely fake. What is Potter's role in acquiring players? Bobby, do you want to tackle this one? Okay, I'll wait for Bobby. I'll highlight it once. This is what is Potter's role in acquiring players?
Well, that sort of question. Anyway, Potter as a coach will clearly inform the sporting directorship of any deficiencies he sees in the squad and how to address it. The sporting directorship are the people that actually carry the direction of the project, and when they bring in the players, they negotiate the players, they oversee and supervise the scouting team and the scouting of the players. Potter could make suggestions if he knows of any suggestions, and when they are targeting players, they will involve him in decision making as to which player is really worth it. And when they found the player that's worth it, then they will get him to help sell the project, like he did with Modric, phoning up the player, talking about the project, encouraging him, and giving him assurances as to his role in the team. This is the modern way. If you notice, people, Sky Sports every day are talking about how Jurgen Klopp is phoning Jude Bellingham every day and telling him about the project and all their foolishness. Xavi did it in the summer with people like Rafinha, and he continues to do it. The German Bayern Munich coach was very much in touch with Matthias de Ligt when we started chasing for him in the summer. And Mikel Arteta, what he was doing with Modric. So this is a normal thing nowadays. The club sets a target, the club negotiates with the other club, the club negotiates with the player to agree terms, the manager persuades the player, actually helps persuade the player to agree terms with what is on offer at the club. So basically, Potter's role in terms of player purchase is to affirm with the player that he has a role in the team. The club really wants him, that he really wants him, and outlays what the project is about.
Yeah. So again, overall, if I again, let me try and simplify it to how maybe some people understand it. Let's say again, his role is to sell the project to the players.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that explanation. Thomas Bays and OG here. I appreciate you again, brother. I hope that answers your question. Just give me 1 second. I need to take care of something quickly here. Where is it? I can't seem to find it. Maybe I need to refresh my page really. But I'll find it and I'll do something about it. Thomas, again, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that contribution there. I'm sure Bobby himself likes it. Let me see. I'm looking for something here. I want to do something. Okay, this again is moderate injury prone. I cannot answer that question. I really cannot answer that question. People say he is, but I haven't done my research to say, okay, I agree or disagree with that. But one thing is sure, he's still young. 20-year-old or 21, either of the two, 20 or 21. And at that age, again, usually there's a big chance of that player overcoming whatever recurring injury he suffers. Sometimes they need to go under the knife. But in his case, and before the club paid that much money for him, they consulted the medical team and said, look at the issues this kid has had in the past. Any chance that he'd overcome this? And the medical team would give a go-ahead before they do that. So they don't just, sign the check and give it to, they didn't just sign the check and give it to PSV because they wanted the player. No, there are a lot of work does, going to deciding whether the club should sign a player or not, if that makes any sort of sense. So I can't come to that conclusion right now, because I haven't looked at his record to say, he is. But he's still young. That's one thing. If anything, he'd overcome it. If in fact he's had a series of injuries that have made people to start thinking that he's injury prone. Who wants Kai when we have Modric? If he thinks he's all that again, then he should. Nobody said he didn't say that. We've debunked that. We're saying it's been made up. Really, the stories are everywhere. Some are saying the club wants to sell. Now some are saying he wants to leave if we don't get Champions League football. So that alone, the fact that we have two conflicting stories out there, should show you that they're all absolute nonsense. And that's why we're here, to talk about it and again come to a sensible conclusion. And in this case, we're saying it's absolute nonsense, because if you see how many games he started, it shows you Graham Potter likes him. He trusts him. He understands. Again, he's a fine player, really. Thomas, again, we're operating different because we go for players doesn't mean it's not Potter approved. Yeah. Again, I heard Chelsea are still negotiating with Enzo. Andrew Phillips, I heard talks are still ongoing, but again, we don't know the context of the discussions between the two clubs. We're only, I think journalists just assume the talks are going to a certain direction, and then again you could say come up with what they think is sensible and fit it to us, and we really do suck it up a lot, quite a lot of times. Felix is better as a cam. You could argue that too, but he says it's better he's better as a second striker. If you like again sign, okay. All right. Okay, just leave him there. Don't ban him. He provides value. Again, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Havertz doesn't have a true position. I would keep him for squad depth. Again, and he's a fine player. Malo Gusto has agreed personal times. Yep, we know that. It's just a matter of formality. He's a right back. Would it be right to say matter of formality? I think maybe, yeah. I think that's very correct. Coach, again, is it true Felix is the second striker? Yep, he said that himself. Main striker, people again should go and watch his clips at Atletico Madrid. I wouldn't take anything anywhere, and again, consider his days at Atletico Madrid as anything to go by, because he was actually chained. You could say he didn't have the freedom to express himself, to really show the sort of player that he really is under Diego Simeone, who's, again, negative approach to football. Even a kid that starts watching football today would tell you how negative Diego Simeone's approach to football is. Potter is a talent spotter. He gets the backing of Todd Boehly. I think he's a talent spotter indeed, because he was the one that signed, who was it? He found Caicedo and a couple of other players that did well, that's doing well at Brighton. Moises Caicedo was sanctioned by Potter. Yep, that's the truth. Arsenal linked with Caicedo, I think that's all nonsense. I think that, again, I don't think they'll be spending that much again, but let's see. Maybe they will, because they didn't spend that much money on, what's his name? They didn't spend that much money getting Trossard. Vival must really be a vexing roller coaster. Imagine telling people no deal or release clause and no negotiations. But every time they call, they want to negotiate. Rui Costa might block Chelsea. I don't think he will. The truth is they want to sell the player. And probably there's a chance they just want to make sure they squeeze out every penny possible from selling the player of, again, Enzo Fernandez up profile, if that makes any sort of sense to you. I think that's what they're doing. Yeah, the reason why it took August sacked, yeah, I really do hate talking about that, was because he didn't want a young project. That's why Potter was brought in. Okay, if that to poach young talent. Okay, that's believable. Yes, guys, keep liking the stream. We're at 109 likes. Let's shoot for 200 as soon as possible. We fell short of 300 yesterday, but we made it to 200 later on. Let's shoot for 200 as soon as possible and get it to 300 because we can. And because you want us to, because you people are absolute legends. I know we can get there. Again, let's see what we have. Again, Choma Dalo, thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate all the support. Singak Paul, please, what is the latest on Kante's injury? I read something that says he wants to come back as soon as next week. But I think we shouldn't be in a hurry to bring him back. But the truth is, he's gone under the knife. Maybe he's solved the problem permanently, if that makes any sort of sense.
He's in training, but it seems he's training alone at the moment.
Yeah, but again, and Bobby, I know you think we shouldn't be in a rush to bring him back.
Oh no, it's detrimental. We should be in a rush to get him to sign his extended contract, but
then rush him back to play. And there's a chance that since he's gone under the knife, there's a chance he's taking care of the situation permanently.
Well, he's a professional footballer, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the situation has been taken care of permanently.
Maybe that particular situation. That doesn't mean he will never have another injury.
I can't say. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? It's been fixed. Yes, I guess, because he's in training. Can it flare up again? Can he be injured like that again? Don't know. A muscle tear can happen for any number of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we should look to whether it will happen again or so on. We should be looking now to, yes, he's back in training. Yes, we need a schedule to manage him, to minimize any risk of any sort of muscle injury for him. And that will come with a disciplined squad rotation for him. I really hope, his days with the national team are numbered, because Deschamps clearly doesn't care about the welfare of his players. He just plays them, and if you drop, he throws them away and looks for somebody else, which I think is an extremely ruthless attitude. But that's how it is. But for his club side, Chelsea, we should manage him and not play him so much. That's all. Anything else, I don't think we should worry about, whether the injury can occur again. We should just follow the science as to how to minimize it happening again.
Yeah, we should never again. We should again study how all the ones he suffered, how it happened, and try the best we can to avoid a repeat. Okay, let's see what we have. Please, what is latest on we just talked about him right now. Hi, coach, and the entire crew. Big up, great minds. So big up to you too, Temi Dio. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Again, I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Hello again. Let me say, what do we have here again? You are complaining of Madrid getting injury prone. Why aren't you saying anything about Kante's? It's almost a year now out now on the sidelines. I am not complaining. I think you're probably responding to the person that asked the question. And Sogba Kalu Maurice, Everton midfielder Amadou Onana has rejected an offer from Chelsea. We've talked about it, but thank you again for reinforcing that discussion. And I hope you're doing well. Thank you and welcome to the channel. If you're watching, guys, again, people, if you haven't taken a second to drop a like on the stream, we're at 111 likes. Let's get it to 200 as soon as possible. Drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much, guys. I think it's been an excellent stream so far. I think that Chelsea and that Bosco, again, Kayuranga Bosco says, I think what Chelsea should do is to get Moises Caicedo, Malo Gusto, and Declan Rice, than, again, splashing that huge amount of money on Enzo Fernandez. Do the mathematics right now. You want Malo Gusto, you want Declan Rice, and you want Moises Caicedo. Yeah, the money for Enzo Fernandez is won't even come close to getting two of those players you just mentioned. But I get what you're saying, your thought process there. In order to not face FFP, we need to sell 7 players. And who are those 7 players? It's not that simple. If you have Modric or so, we should get rid of Kai. They're 2 different type of players, if you don't mind. What Kai is, again, one player here will shine with Modric and João Felix. So you're saying we shouldn't. So yeah, maybe I think he meant we shouldn't. Onana rejected us, apparently. I don't believe that. If anything, I believe it jumped at us. It may be if they've convinced him to stay and help them fight to stay up. Maybe that's what happened. Really good again, in my opinion. Okay. Yes, people, keep building the likes up. 112 now. Let's get it to 200 as soon as possible. Please keep liking the stream if you haven't. Caicedo only wants Chelsea move, not Arsenal, not any other team, because of Potter. Yep, he signed him from, again, what club for 5 or is it 4 million pounds? Between Coach Watt and João Felix's release clause, if we decide to sign him, I don't know. I'm quite sure it's going to be very high, and about 80 million. I say that, so I wasn't sure the number, something like that. It should be something like that because they paid quite a lot to get him. Coach, morning to you too, Chelsea Blue. I hope you're doing well. Kai doesn't want to leave. You believe? Yep, you believe all the rumors, again, assumptions and hearsay from all these unreliable sources and fans who don't know a thing about football. Yep, you could argue that Luigi, again, his failures shouldn't be blamed on the fans. Okay, same thing with Mount. Okay, we're not going to get into talking about how good the player is or not. You see a player how you want to see it, but let others express themselves. If Potter gets sacked as a coach, I'd put him in the talent spotting role. He wouldn't do that. Let's see, Coach, this midfield issue is becoming depressing now. Yep, because it's looking as if again, we're not looking to solve the problem really. But I believe we will. Like, follow, and subscribe to the channel, guys. If you do, your heaven is sure. Wow. Again. Okay, that's some assurance right there, Temidayo. Take it easy, brother. Much love. Yeah, I appreciate all of that. This is what happens when you don't buy a midfielder for 5 years. Yeah, we haven't actually done that for 5 years, really. No, not Declan Rice. He ain't wanted. Luigi Pellegrini. Greetings to you all. Greetings, Bello Femi. Femi, I appreciate that. Chelsea, again, should offload Lukaku. It's not easy, really. But I think, like Bobby explained yesterday, we will eventually take the L and let him move on. Aubameyang, Pulisic, Ziyech, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Koulibaly. And since we are looking for a goalkeeper, then we should let goalkeeper go. Yeah, it sounds easy. And keep who? That's funny, really. Again, but that's by the way we move on. Let's look at what we have. You see this one? This is just, and here's the thing. Pay attention. Let's dissect this. This says, again, Chelsea has set a price of £50 million of potential bonus payments for interested clubs in Kai Havertz. And what's the source? Pletigo. Yeah, and who's Pletigo? I don't know. So just again, we'll move on from that. I think it's absolute nonsense if we're being honest there. I'm not going to talk about that one again. I'm going to be closing this window so they don't drain the life out of my machine. This one says Chelsea tried their luck with Everton, Amadou, Onana, but the 21-year-old Belgium international midfielder who's making a great debut with the Toffees refused the Blues' offer. I don't believe that one bit. The source again, Santi JFM, and the other one is again Sebastian Dennis. These are sources I don't know really. I don't trust them one bit, and I'm not going to believe that. I think if anything, he'd jump at the opportunity. Kip Mendy and Brentford goalkeeper. Yeah, and you sure you're not biased here? Yeah, if anything. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that one. This one here, I think, Bobby, I'm going to like to get you in on this one. This one, Chelsea want to terminate Bakayoko's contract. There's a negotiation with Turkish side, Adana, again, Dennis Paul, and that's according to Fabrizio Romano and cut offside. And you can say those are two sources that I trust, really. So, Bobby, your thoughts on this one? I think that's another one that we have to take an L from.
Chelsea want to terminate. Yeah, definitely. Mm.
Yeah, again, what the player he was before he joined us, for some reason it didn't work, and I don't know why. But if you want to talk about him, you go ahead. If not, we'll move on from him.
Well, I think we've said enough on many streams, isn't it? I mean, it's time for him to go, really. The contract's finally coming to an end, although I think he has about another year and a half. But yeah, he should be cut loose.
Yeah, he should
at a cost.
Yeah, we should. Okay, and again, some update from Fabrizio Romano. I'm just going to open it before I share it there. 1 second. 2 fresh updates, actually. Yeah, we should cut him loose. And what else do we have lined up here? This one just melts my heart. This one makes me happy. It says Thiago Silva has now agreed terms on a contract extension at Chelsea Football Club. He is going nowhere. And we talked about, again, at length, we did talk at length how important he is. And surprisingly, I haven't seen any player or a defender in world football capable of influencing the game from the defensive line every time. Yes, on some occasions we've played well without him, but it just seems as if whenever he's on the pitch, we play better. And more, again, a lot of balls into the final third from him, creating chances from the defensive area too. Bobby, your thoughts on this one? I think he will be key to helping the new signings settle in quickly, given his experience. Bobby, your thoughts on this one? While I wait for Bobby, I'm going to try to get some of the stuff we have in the chat.
Okay, has now agreed on a contract extension. Chelsea. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that goes without saying. It's good. I heard he wants to agree. The club definitely want him. I think he was going to talk to his family, the last I heard, and as to whether to go back to Brazil this year or next year. But I can't imagine them. That they appear on the face of it to be one of the last of the ethical family units that we have in this world. They look like a family that operates like a family. I think they will stick by him as a family should. And if he wants to stay, they will want to stay. But let's see. That's all good. I'm all for that. I really am. I think he's invaluable to the club on and off the field. And if 1 more year's contract extension can be agreed, then definitely pen it down. But don't overplay him anymore, please. We need to start to get our younger defenders up and running.
Oh, yeah. And I think you can say one of the reasons why we're keeping him is just to help nurture the younger ones, if anything, if that makes sense. But thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Let's see what again. Keep Mendy. Yep. Okay, I get your argument there. Arsenal going for Caicedo for 75 million euros. Again, if they're paying that much money, I'd let them. Okay, take him. But let's see what happens against Susan Gisson. Thank you so much for that update. I appreciate that. The transfer window should end already. I am tired. It can be exhausting. But again, you don't. You don't. What's the term I'm looking for? We have to weather it. We have to weather it. Really, it's important to us. But I get it. Andre Santos is a number 5 defensive midfielder. He can play through the middle. Number 10, 11, 8, and 7. A complete player and has been scoring regularly again in the under-20 World Championship. What a player he is, really. Again, he's maybe after that competition, you could say the FA will look at it and say, yeah, he qualifies as an exceptional talent, given how well he's done there. I hope he wins that competition. Big up, Coach Riyad Moores. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while, brother. Please do let me know how you're doing. More importantly, again, I hope things are well with you. Santos will be an automatic Thiago Silva replacement. No, not for. I wouldn't play, even if he's capable of playing as a CB. I will not do that. Luigi, I'm sure you know that yourself. But I get it again. That's testament to how good of a player he is, really. But I'm not going to play him as a CB, if I'm being honest. Bella Silva, again, I love Chelsea too. She shows, again, love Chelsea too. Again, she shows it enough. Oh, yeah. She loves the club. I think we just, again, the Silva family and Chelsea, I think I wouldn't say I regret us not, knowing it, getting to know each other earlier. I think we knew them. We got to know them at a time where the best time, again, of the player's career, really, and at the time where they value us and we value them so much, understanding the importance. I'm doing good, brother. Thank you. More thanks to you. Chelsea should try to keep our academy players such as Gallagher, Hall, etc. Okay, we'll see what happens. We got 3 players of false 9 with Felix, Hazard, and Nkunku. What if we're playing Nkunku false 9? That will work, but Nkunku is an explosive player. Again, he has again all the qualities that define again a playmaker. So to me, my argument has always been it would be a waste of his talent to play him as a false 9. Maybe if we're talking about a fluid approach to the game, maybe he can step there, but he's allowed to roam, come centrally, go to the flanks, drop deep to participate in the play. If that's the approach, then I wouldn't mind. But I wouldn't mind again. What I don't want to see is a stationary number 9 where you'd be wasting his talent. He's a good dribbler. He can create chances and all that. So I wouldn't want a situation where, it's like that. Again, works hard and defend. Okay. Let's see again. I'm surprised we have not heard anything about taking up the option of taking Zakaria. Zakaria is a risk for obvious reasons. If you check how many times he's been injured since, the first one was a knock, and then, again, there's also argument regarding his fitness, if you paid attention. So I think the club will be cautious not to just jump to again making his stay at Chelsea permanent. So it's a risk. We have to watch that one carefully. But if you think like we can find us it's not like he's that young that you can say maybe with time. Maybe with time, he'd overcome that. But he's not that young. He's not that young. I think he's 26. How old is he again? So it's a huge risk, and I'm not sure the club are willing to take that risk. Coach, again, an update on Sky Sports is that Arsenal are going for Moises Caicedo for £75 million. If we're serious, I think we'll beat them. If not, let them take him. Chris, maybe we'll end up getting Enzo Fernandez. That's for sure. Because I'd still argue, I don't see us going for both players, if that makes any sort of sense to you. But that's why, the way Christopher Nkunku is similar to Thierry Henry. But you could say he's a better dribbler than Thierry Henry. Henry is, again, everything, again, the predominant skill that defined Thierry Henry's, again, playing ability when in his playing days is his finishing ability. He's good on the ball, but again, Nkunku is a better dribbler. Maybe in terms of finishing, I think Henry still topples him. Henry is as cool as ice in front of goal. I think it's pronounced Henry. Henry, I don't know. I'm not here for a French class. Okay, if that makes any sort of sense. Liam, again, I am much surprised to but I get the argument. Nkunku is a creative midfielder, and there's no way Graham Potter is going to play him as a false 9. He will be wasting his talent. I don't think we're lucky enough for midfield recruitment. Definitely not this window. So let's build with the
Sorry,
ones we
Coach.
have.
I just
Listen, you see that the club has looked up. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I was just picking up the last bits from Fabrizio Romano and just getting an update.
Mm,
Certainly, in the Onana deal, there is interest. Nothing happening with Havertz. Certainly not this January. And what else was it about Chelsea? Chelsea definitely looking for midfielders, not just in the area of Caicedo and
mm.
Enzo. They're looking a lot broader than that. So we have to keep watching this space.
Yeah, and we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. They know what they're doing, if we're being honest. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
by the
this
way, thank
statement
you.
by Luigi, there is some truth in it. There seems to be a revenge element, whether it's Arsenal Football Club or Arsenal Football Media, a so-called revenge element about Modric.
Mhm,
And so any player we're interested in, they're looking to see if they can, for want of a better word, hijack it.
mhm,
I think that's childish. I don't think that's business-like. I think it's quite pathetic. Look at what Tottenham have did to Everton with Dan Juma. I mean, this happens all the time in football. Arsenal
mhm,
themselves did that with Rafinha, although they didn't succeed in getting him, and they did that with Modric more or less over Brentford. It happens. It wasn't even a hijack. They went for Modric. They went as far as they could go, and they stopped. And so Chelsea came in. And so the Arsenal media, who are all about sustaining their profile, sustaining the PR, are looking to make this an issue. This is what I was saying about information and why I'm so adamant about the sort of narrative I endorse about Chelsea, because now it's
mhm.
no longer, it's quite serious now. Every little thing that you say becomes amplified, whether positive or negative. So this Luigi guy is spot on
Yeah,
with
and
that
there's a
statement.
chance they're actually doing that just to get us to pay more money for the sake of it. Again, it's fun for them now.
Well, absolutely, because yet again they think that the demands made by Shakhtar um, for Modric wouldn't have been as well scrutinized had we not been involved. So but yet again, that's very childish. That the whole Declan Rice thing. To be fair to Arsenal, yes, they are interested, but I think the highlighting of their interest, I think, is coming from West Ham.
Hmm.
And I think that is definitely to make him £100 million sale and above. So it's
Yeah,
money for sure.
but one thing is sure, they cannot bamboozle us. We're smarter than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so, 100%. I think
Hmm.
we get players usually. I don't think I'm yet to see any player that's been touted with the price tag that the media has put there,
Hmm.
that these owners have actually bought for that price. And
Hmm.
I'll put Cucurella in that bracket. I'll put Wesley Fofana in that bracket. Certainly Wesley Fofana. Remember Wesley Fofana? They were talking about 85 million at one point, just short of 90 million. In the
Hmm.
end, we got him for about 60 to 65.
Hmm.
Um, I think the people doing the business for Chelsea are smart in an already very expensive football environment. Football transfers have been inflated, full stop. They've gone through the roof. What was 30 million 5 years ago is 60, 65 million now. So I think they're doing well, and we won't be easily bullied into paying too much.
Hmm. Just 1 second. I want to type something to Liam Lane. All right, we move on, and Kachila has the money. It is it is worth the risk, but we shouldn't be again paying an astronomical fee for a player. Sometimes it can be an added pressure on the player itself on its own. Big up Onana as in the keeper. I know you know exactly when I know you real quite well. We're not talking about the keeper. Glenn, nice to see you. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. There's no way Chelsea is going to spend 100 million on Caicedo. Arsenal fans should get it right. Let them get, like I said, we shouldn't be paying out of this world money because they want him. Let's see what happens. Here again, Caicedo only wants Chelsea. Sorry, Arsenal. They're still angry at Modric. Here's the thing: if I'm not going to bank on that, I'm not going to bank on Caicedo wanting only Chelsea, because Modric, we heard one at Arsenal and he was again liking their post, liked again posted some praying hands on his Instagram page when Arsenal made the last beat they made, praying it works out. So anything can happen. Caicedo has a good relationship with Graham Potter, but if Arsenal pays up and he just joined them, he would join them. It's as simple as that. Again, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like again on the stream, and again, please the likes do go a long way. So thank you so much again for all the love. We appreciate that. Let's get it to 200 likes as soon as possible. We're at 133 likes. Thank you so much, guys. The likes do go along. And remember, congratulations to us again. We made it to 9,000 subscribers. We shoot for 10,000 subscribers. I hope we get that done by the time the transfer window shuts. But that's, by the way, we have a show to enjoy. They want again to buy again against the players. Well, Caicedo only wants Chelsea. If you argue that Modric only wanted Arsenal, this is propaganda. They want us to pay more money for Caicedo, but we will not do it. 100 million big? No, we can't, and we will not for sure, because we have smart people running the club. Sensible spending, indeed. We're not going to spend that much money. They even hijacked Trossard. I didn't think we were serious about Trossard. I didn't think so. And BK, I hope you're doing well, Coach. Again, Chelsea messed up at the market for the EPL. Other teams would charge EPL teams more. Well, okay, let them get over it. Again, Ramlot, I don't see anything so special about this Caicedo. Some people argue that, but again, I think he's a special player, really. I see this again. I see this more from again a general rivalry with the entire Premier League clubs. As far as again England FA is concerned, Arsenal are just being instrumental. To be honest, the whole bad blood and it can be attributed to our spending spree. Yep. And I like the way again the construct of your contributions in the chat. They're so delicious to read. This is why I can conclude recruitment is over for us. As far as this window is concerned, let's just rest. I don't believe that. Just calm down. You will be surprised. Bobby speaks my mind all the time, and the reason I tune in and the time you both doing, I was gonna say so. No credit to me, but I'm just kidding. Yes, Bobby is a great mind. He makes a sense of any situation, and what I like about him, when he makes a mistake, he comes out publicly and admits, okay, I was wrong. And it takes God, it takes a good person to do that. We need to play Santos and Chukwuemeka. I think they will get their chance, but the process will be gradual. So they say that they don't want to sell Caicedo unless it's for 100 million, and then Arsenal come knocking with 75, and now they want to sell it. Yeah, so here's what I love about Glenn, how he debunks stories. It's just, he just comes in and puts in a statement like this is so like, you just throwing it out of people. Okay, you read this and tell me if it makes any sort of sense. And I love that. This is such an Arsenal thing to do. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Maybe if they agree to spend the cost of Moises Caicedo and give him an 8-year contract, yeah, maybe. Instead of giving that money to Caicedo, I think it's better we add it up to Mason Mount. What? I think that was change his game compared to his... Really? Oh, okay. We will still get again Mead and Gusto. I think so. I hope so. Gary Milbaum, thank you for joining the show. And Gary Milbaum again, don't want Caicedo, very overpriced. I think we're not going to pay that much money. The rest assured, I'm still waiting to see how good this Andres Santos is. The kid is excellent, really. If Chelsea failure to Caicedo, failed to sign Caicedo, why not go to seek Yusuf or Fofana from? I think we have enough Fofana already, but I'm just kidding. Anyway, if it's that good, be rest assured the club will be looking at him right now. So we're going to switch to all the topics, and thank you to my brother Liam Lane. A lot of updates from him, and I can't thank him enough because the stories were scant today. There weren't too much out there to talk about, but he's helped pile up with a few topics that will help us get to the end of the stream. Just give me 1 second. It won't be easy here. Yeah, when you have too many windows open like this, the computer plus all the apps and software I'm using, it finds it difficult to process them sometimes. But we get there. Just give me 1 second. I hope I did not drag out the window. Come on now. Just give me 1 second. Oh my gosh, this isn't easy, really. Maybe I still have to go for another one. I thought I bought the best. I didn't know. Okay, let's see. This maybe we'll talk about again a lot of outgoings there. Let's start looking at them. On this one here, I have to press F11 so you stop seeing the tabs. This one here says, let me see what it says. It says, given again, Mount weekly wages need to be reduced due to his poor play. I'm not going to go into that really, if I'm being honest. But that's by the way, Heston. Let me see again. People again, we're at how many? 139 likes. Come on, keep buffing up the like counts, people. Let's get it to 200 likes as soon as possible. Please, the likes will go a long way. Even if you're watching and you cannot again participate in the chat, take a second to drop a like on the stream. It does go a long way. Yeah, this one here, Lucky saying, yeah, you guys won, but you won in a cup game and you lost to Arsenal. Unai Emery has again name-checked Aubameyang as a potential option for Aston Villa in the summer. I hope they take him. I hope they take him really. Let's see what happens. Is it true that Hakim is leaving Chelsea? The news is again, what's his name? Roma. If they sell, if they succeed in selling, or if the player leaves this window, but the rumors are that he wants to leave Roma. What's his name again? Is it Zaniolo? Nicolo Zaniolo, he wants to leave this window. If he leaves, then Hakim Ziyech is the guy that they will come from. And believe me, Hakim Ziyech is Mourinho's type of player. His ability to pick up pass whenever a player makes a run is something Mourinho will cherish very well. And I think he will bring out the best in him. Again, we won. Plus, Hakim Ziyech has improved his, again, you could say he's become more physical. He tracks back. I think Mourinho would cherish those improvements and will like to have in his team. I am glad we're smashing the 100 likes goal on every day. We made 302 consecutive days. We've averaged 200 actually for the past 6 days or so. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we can still make it 200 today. We're at 142, so we need about 60 something or so. To 60 plus to get it to 200, and that can happen only if those in the chat believe we can. Yeah, thank you so much again. The amount of effort Coach puts in, the amount of effort you, the viewers, put in, the panelists, all those things does go along with this channel is unreal and deserves it. Again, goes for the people on the panel to big up again. Glenn, thank you so much for all the
Coach,
love,
I need to pop somewhere. I'll be back, please.
All right, no problem. Take all the time you need, bro. And the legends in the chart, indeed, the OGs. Since Arsenal are bent on revenge, they should pay for Enzo's release clause. I don't think they will, actually. Coach, again, I would choose a Frank Casey really? Okay. How about, again, maybe, again, choosing Caicedo over the fact that he's played in the Premier League. Maybe if that makes any sort of sense to you. Like and follow, guys. Again, y'all all doing well. More blessings. Let's get it to 200 likes as soon as possible. Thank you so much again. That will be saddened to see because I have personal love for him. For who? Hakim Ziyech, I'm guessing. I do love him too. But if the manager is not going to give him enough game time, let him leave. That would be selfish to try to keep him because he's doing well. And he's a big player. I don't think he'd accept playing only a few games per season because there are no shortage of clubs looking to sign him. With these prices, I think we should get Conor Kone or someone else again. Plus, why are the so-called scouting personnel at Chelsea? What are they doing? Was that what you're asking? I'm not sure what's going on there. Really. Good afternoon, guys. I'm good. I'm joining you guys live from Liberia this afternoon. Mark James, my Liberian brother, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining the show. Hi, Coach again. Leicester City midfielder Yuri Talisman. Can we get him again at least not much of a price, even on a free if he doesn't extend? I don't think if we can get him on a free, I'd take him, but I don't think he's that player we need. He's played for a while now, closer to the final third, and his assist numbers and nothing to go again to write home about. So why again? It's simply if we can get him on a free, they can be part of the squad. But honestly, I don't think it's Chelsea quality. Again, my argument is that anybody that plays closer to the final third should have double digits in terms of assist, in terms of again at least 10, let's say 12, 13 goals per season, and he hasn't done that really. I think he's a good player, but I don't think he's what we want. If that makes any sort of sense. How good is Kone, Coach? I don't know him that well, and that's why you haven't heard me preach about him that much. I have to do my research really. So I hope this happens so that Unai Emery can take him from us. Again, it hasn't really worked. Maybe there's a chance we won't even decide to consider selling him in the summer, given we've made some good recruitments, players who are capable of, again, putting the ball in the box for him. Maybe he starts firing on all cylinders, then boom, we decide to keep him for one more year. You never know. Because he's scouted in him. And the fact that he hasn't, measured our expectations at Chelsea, again, isn't down to him. The most obvious of all the reasons is that, again, the service hasn't been coming to him whenever he gets to play, if that makes any sort of sense to you. If you're watching, guys, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much. I appreciate all that. B. Marcus Dungan and Marcus Dungan, a senior, joining you guys from Ganga, Liberia, West Africa. My West African brother. Though my memories of when, again, I don't want to talk about something that has to do with Ecomoc and all that. We can, thank goodness, everything. There's peace now in West Africa, and let's enjoy that. Yes, thank you so much for finding the time to join the show, Marcus Dungan. Nice to see you here, brother. Please do tell other people about the channel and also subscribe if you haven't. 148 likes, people. 52 more. Let's get it to 200 likes as soon as possible. Prince Boateng, Lucky Singh, what are you saying here? I'm waiting again, England Test cricket. Okay. Enjoy the game. I haven't watched cricket in my life. Talisman is not Chelsea quality, Prince Boateng. I've said that myself. Games to come. Okay. May Unai Emery wishes about Aubameyang be granted. Amen. I pray that too. Breaking Leon owner, Jean. I think that's Jean. I think it will be Jean. Jean Michaels Ores confirms Gusto will stay at Lyon until at least the end, until at least the summer, which means even if we get to sign him, he will stay with them for the rest of the season. We should go and get Madi Camara from Roma. You mean Roma? I don't know him really. Again, Chelsea will be busy in the next few days. Yep. Chelsea are speaking to many midfielders behind the scenes at Fabrizio Romano, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So let's get all the updates we have up here. So please, people, keep liking the stream. We're stuck at 147 likes. Let's get it to 200 as soon as possible. Unai Emery, did I open this twice? I probably did. 1 second, please. Yeah, I had to cough out something. Again, this is Fabrizio Romano reporting that Chelsea are preparing new proposal for Malo Gusto after Vabo, again, opening bid turned down by Olympique Lyonnais. As it's pronounced, again, personal terms already agreed. Player pushing for the move. Chelsea will try again as they are in direct contact with Olympique Lyon. Yes, I like this player quite a lot. Again, if you see him play, if you don't know his age, you think he's again beyond. He's again in his early 20s. I really want this one to work, and I believe he will. But that's by the way, Unai will not have a good evening if he signs over. I think he will. Probably knows him well enough to get. Yeah, he knows him. He coached him as Arsenal, so yeah, he knows him, and he started his Arsenal career under him, didn't he? So yeah, again, so he may get him to start fighting on all cylinders. Many again amazed someone from nowhere to inquire about Jorginho, Aubameyang, and anyone again that needs to leave Chelsea. Here, in the case of Jorginho, I don't know if you followed this channel for a while now. I've always argued Jorginho most likely would want to leave and on a free. It's gotten to that point of no return, and that was where we got to when I knew it would be really difficult to get Andreas Christensen and what's his name, Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger to stay, because the truth remains it's all business for the players as much as it is business for the club. They want to make more money, and if you get to leave on a free, you get sign-on free and all that. You as a free agent, so yeah. Well, so that was when I knew Jorginho. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Club World Cup. He's won the Super Cup. Oh, so yeah, and he's won again. He got the European Footballer of the Year. Was that the personal individual award he won? I don't remember which one exactly. So he's won nearly everything. So in the end, you want to make as much money as you can, and at his age, that's mainly the case. That was when I knew we've gotten to the point of no return. He would want to live on a free because he gets more money if he does. Please like and subscribe to the channel to Chelsea Perspective, as it helps the channel grow and brings us again great content. Yes, great panelists, great again contributions in the chat. That's why we're growing. We're at 9,000 plus subscribers. We're going for 10,000 now. And hopefully we'll get there by the time the transfer with the shot. But first of all, first things first, let's get it to 200 likes as soon as possible, people. So thank you so much again for all the support. Just give me 1 second. I always like to change my background every now and then. I don't know why it's become a habit, but I hope it can. It's not bad. You don't dislike me doing that. But that's, by the way, Prince Boateng says yes, it's true. My son's telling me Chelsea will get midfielder before the end of the window. Okay, thank you so much again. Hi guys, watching from Uganda, Blue Army Jerry Bill Cup. I like your name, brother. And the sunshades again. If I could borrow it from you, I would take it gladly. Thank you so much for finding the time to join the show. Madi Kamara is from Roman. Did you say, do you mean from Roman, or you're saying Roma, who also plays a defensive midfield? Please go check him out. I will do my research. Perez, short coach, we're so close yet so far. Just need a right back in proper meat, and we can slow down on underspending for years to come. Yep, and at 19, Gusto will be one for the present and for the future. He is that good, really. And like I said before, he's closest to Reece James in terms of his technical ability. We actually need Enzo and Gusto at Chelsea before the January transfer window comes to an end. Mark James, if they're able to pull off that, let them do. But now, according to me, only Gusto is enough for us. Some people think so. And if you ask me, I'd say, again, if we sign him at least, even if we don't get any other player in the forward area, I wouldn't complain too much. But if we can get them all sorted out, it will be excellent for us. So this is one player, like I said, I really do want to see at the club. He's an excellent player. At his age, you wouldn't believe how good he is. That's, by the way, here's this one here. Chelsea invested £12.5 million on Brazilian midfielder André Santos at the end of December. And his value is rising as he scored 3 goals in 3 games at the Under-20 South American Championship as a midfielder. What an investment he is already. And that's why I'm arguing. I don't know what the FA are saying. This kid should qualify for an exceptional talent. I don't care what they're saying. He's so good. At 19, look how good he is. And if you see the goals he scored, they're all not basic. Nothing basic about those goals. They're all about intelligence. All the ability comes down to the ability of Santos to read the game, exploit spaces, and he's good again with the at set piece too. He's good again with his head, good with his feet. What can he not do? So I don't know why he shouldn't qualify as an exceptional talent. They should give him, again, the work permit already, if that makes any sort of sense to you. I love the player. And honestly, if he can get work permit, I know the argument will always be he's still very young. I'd say he's experienced enough. He's played enough games to be experienced enough to us not to again worry about signing Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Only sign one of them. And I think he can make up the numbers for us in the terms of because of his playing abilities. Joseph Wandara from Kenya, we really need to see him. Joseph Wandera, nice to see you, brother. Thank you so much for saying where you're from. and much love to you. I hope things are well in Kenya. I appreciate you, my East African brother. Correct me, Kenya is in East Africa, right? I hope I'm not mixing things up here. I'm from West Africa originally. So yeah, you're my brother, and everybody in the world, wherever you are from, you're a boy, you're my brother, you're a girl, you're my sister. So much love to everyone. We move on from this one, but really, we do want to keep him. I think I'm going to make a shot from this one. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it open there. This one says Chelsea are speaking to many midfielders, again, behind the scenes. So calm people, calm down. Just keep eating blue, keep sleeping blue, keep working up blue, keep living the blue life. Everything will be all right. The sky will always remain blue. So calm down. We will be good. Again, we're talking about people who spent billions in buying the club. There's no way they will not be paying attention to the issues we have. Again, and they're not working to sort it out. So you should calm down. Like I said, everything will most definitely be all right. Okay, if that makes any sort of sense. Yeah, he's 18. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Again, did I say anything else? Did I say anything else about Fabrizio Romano say anything? On the 20, maybe you heard me say the competition. I think I'm well acquainted he's 20 because I did a shot with his name on it. But thank you for reinforcing that. He's such a player. Maybe you're saying that because he's not going to just join the team like that. How old was Oscar when Oscar, again, we signed him? The last game he played for Brazil, no, the game again, the competition he plays for Brazil before he joined us was the Olympic, which was in London. And he did quite well. And he joined, again, he was very young then, but I think he was already 20, not 18. Lyon President Jean-Michel Aulas has stated Chelsea target Malo Gusto will continue to play for the League One side for the remainder of the season. Maybe that's the agreement we've reached. He finishes the season there. But yeah, as much as I will hate that, because we need reinforcement in the right-hand side. Again, yeah, but let's see. Let's register him. He may get work permit, full stop. Again, we should win the Champions League. Yeah, again, your phone is trying to help you spell. Again, I always telling people that Todd Boehly, again, a new scouts are doing a great job, no question. Coach Andrew Santos is 18 and not 19. Okay, thank you so much for that correction. I'm from Zambia, Chapata City, Soweto compound, Chelsea FC. Let's continue organizing ourselves. Yes, brother, keep saying it. My Zambian brother, Samson Chisao, Samson the Great, Samson the Powerful. I like that. Again, the story of Samson, the biblical story of Samson. Why am I here? I don't know. You answer yourself that question. I think Gusto is enough on midfield. Not the biggest problem, but the wing backs. Okay, let's see what the club does. Gusto is enough. Signing Gusto, yeah, the midfield is not the biggest issue. Yeah, the right back is. It makes sense. But if we can get them both, yeah, it will solve quite a lot of problems for us. Yep, we're looking for midfielders, so I'm not really concerned. And happy birthday to Chelsea, great Jose Mourinho. He will always be the manager Chelsea ever had. Happy birthday to him. That's from my friend and sister Marina, Miss Katie. She has a YouTube channel too. So you should go check out that channel. If I try to share the link now, I'll be in trouble. And again, there's a video shot. Again, if you can, Lamlin, if you have time, can you share the link to this video shot? The one for Jose Mourinho, so people can go check it out. I appreciate that. Okay, this is about Onana, not really the Jose Mourinho shot. But that's, by the way, this one here. Chelsea will be busy in the next few days, according to Fabrizio Romano. That is Pies quoting Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, I know we will be, and probably we're still getting at least 2 players. There's a chance it'd be up to 3 players. And I will not be surprised again if we get up to, let's say, again, 4 players in actually. But let's see what the club does. So I'm elated. Again, I'm not concerned at all. So again, anything else? If you're in the chat, if you have anything else you want us to talk about, please shoot for it. I think we're out of topics to talk about right now. If I'm being honest, so far we need how many more likes to get it to 200? We need again 46 more likes. Please do help us get there. We should get to 200 before we end the show. We still have again a few minutes to go. Not really. Again, almost an hour to go. But if you don't have any topic to talk about, we're gonna call it a day anyway. So if you have any questions, shoot, and I'll try to address it. Hopefully, I'm able. I am from Benue State. Yep. Yakura Nsuta. Your name again, Benue. All my Benue friends. I have AC. I have Iyare. I have who was again? None of my Benue friends. I have Ofi. Yeah, so your name doesn't sound Benue. Makati doesn't know. My state again, because I grew up in Nigeria. My state is Enugu State, and we have a border with Benue State. So I can't, correct me if I'm wrong. But that's, by the way. Let's see anything else. Let me see if I can find another topic here for us to talk about. But if you have any question, drop it. Or if you can take some time and let us know one player. I want to know one player you'd really want, again, Chelsea Football Club to sign, and we can talk about that if I know the player in question. Love the blue family. Thank you so much for saying that. Again, the sky will always be blue, and a lot of people don't like that. We need just 44 more likes to get it to 100 likes. Please, let's get it there as soon as possible. And thank you for all the love. Right now, we're at 9,017 subscribers, and I know, again, I believe that we can, by the grace of God, get to 10,000 subscribers by the time the transfer window shuts. And as Kimso, we say, Kimso thinks we'll get to 15,000 as soon as possible, and I do believe that. I just searched Enzo Fernandez and found this live match between Benfica and who? Between Benfica fan. Okay, let's see what happens again, Coach. We will get 2 or 3 players before the window close. Looking at the new FFP new law on again that takes effect. Is it next year or in the summer? I'm not sure when. We need to take advantage to get 3 out of 4. But here's the thing: even though the new laws again rules or rule, I don't know if I should use a singular or plural there. Doesn't take effect, but when exactly does it take effect? That's one that I'm not sure about. Maybe even at that, we should spend cautiously, because like I've tried as I've tried to explain before. Even though we get the chance, to break the payments down with long-term contracts with the players, but if you are player A, B, C, D, E, again, that you take care of yearly, it piles up. And again, I know you're well acquainted with the saying that says again, the last little load that breaks the camel back. So yeah, as little as each may sound, all of them together can be huge. Yeah, again, just some updates here. We were linked with Pedro Porro, but it doesn't look like we're interested for him right now. Tottenham are leading the race. Let me see what we're seeing here. It says, understand Pedro Porro is top of the list of Tottenham as new right back. As Spurs would try to sign Porro, as player would be keen on the move. It's a difficult deal in January, as Sporting have been very clear. 45 million euros a release clause or no way. Maybe again, I think our priority right now is Malo Gusto. I don't think we're interested in signing. Porro. Probably for some reason I don't want to talk about. Maybe that's a factor that the club considers, given what we've heard. But I'm not going to go into that. Let's see what we have here. My concern now: striker like Jobber. That is some comment there. But do we really need a striker like Jobber right now? No. And if anything, we need a striker like Dusan Vlahovic, really. Not a striker like Jobber. And Vlahovic is a fine player. I think he's a complete striker. He can drop to participate in the play, which is your modern day striker. He's not your stereotypical striker of waiting in the bus, asking for the ball. And I'm not going to name any names now, if that makes any sort of sense to you. But that's why, let me see what else we have here. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel for growth. And again, our Blues family also, again, share the channel link to Blues Friends. Yes, thank you so much for saying that, Willie Blessed. I appreciate that, brother. He is staying. Who's staying? Can you say who exactly is staying? I want to know. There's no clarity to who you're referring to. Please say that, and I'll read that. Let me see what else do we have here. Can we please stop this scouting narrative at Chelsea? scouting narrative. Indeed. This is hilarious, really. At Chelsea FC, the only player I can remember that we got for less would be Cesar Azpilicueta for £8 million. I can still remember that price. And boy, did we get our value for the money. He won everything there is to win in England. Let me know if he's missing. Did he win the Community Shield? Maybe the Community Shield. I don't remember him winning the Community Shield. He's won the Premier League. He's won the FA Cup. He's won the Carabao Cup. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Europa Cup with us. He's won the Club World Cup. He's won the Super Cup. So he's won literally everything there is to win. I can remember we got for less. Yeah, but I had to mention things he's won with the stuff that all those stuff that he's won with us because of how much we paid for him. Really, what a scouting job for us. And he's been an exemplary professional. Really, I don't know about his behavior in the dressing room. Some are saying he's divisive. Some are saying he's gotten some managers fired. But I don't want to get into that because I don't believe those nonsense. We also need Kante back. Kante doesn't come back. We've been told that he'll be back, but that's in January. So we shouldn't get. I don't want us to rush him back, even if he's fit enough. But he's on the grass right now. He started to train, but he trains separately. But my argument is that we shouldn't rush him back, give him time to recover fully. And I'm hopeful. I'm going to be honest here. I'm hopeful. And again, I strongly believe that maybe he's found a permanent solution to the repeating, reoccurring injury that he's faced in the past. Because usually when players do go under the knife, they get it corrected, and it hardly reoccurs. If that makes any sort of sense to you. Again, if you're watching people, 160 likes, we need just 40 more likes to get it to 200. And we still have nearly an hour to go before the show ends. But again, I like it. It's just you and I alone. So we're going to be talking whatever you have in the chat. I want to get your thoughts again. Anything you talk about, bring your topic. Aspie is one of the bargains of the century. His time is running out, but what a legend. Let's talk about that argument that his time is running out. I'd let you know, I'd make it clear right now that Aspie is getting game time. The club keeping Aspie isn't really down to his playing ability. Wasn't down, again, deciding to keep him. It wasn't down to his playing ability. It was because of his leadership qualities. Because we need that spine to remain. We lost Rudiger. We don't have that many leaders in the team. Him staying, I think, not probably because of playing time, because of his leadership qualities, because he helps keep the team together. He helps, keep make the transition period and make the transition from the current, the generation that is being phased out to the new generation of players. Okay, he helps make it seamless. But he's gotten to play because of the situation we found ourselves in. So Aspie not playing, staying, the club deciding to keep Aspie wasn't really because of his playing ability, but he's playing because of the situation. Bobby, you want to talk about that? Because I'm saying that because, Glenn's saying his time is running out. I knew before time he's done really practically, but we didn't keep him because of his playing ability. Bobby, if you want to talk about that, feel free. The floor is yours. We're running out of topic, really.
Yeah, Aspie was kept because he's the captain and he has captain qualities. He is diligent. He comes to training on time. He doesn't miss training. He's disciplined off the field. He's a family man. He doesn't really get too involved with he doesn't get involved with any scandals so far, please God. And he's an exemplary professional. He's a leader. He's not perhaps as vocal as some people would like, but he certainly leads by example. He's a fighter. Every player that has played with Aspie, every manager that has managed Aspie values him at Chelsea because of what he brings to the club. This is sort of akin to what I was saying about Mason Mount. People try to make him this exceptional player. You don't need to be an exceptional player to be a valuable player. I regard Mason as a valuable player. and he is he's a player that if he's played within the reality of his ability, the realms of reality
Hmm.
of his ability, will value him more than making him this sort of trying to pretend he's this sort of Messi-like fantastic Chelsea player. Aspie is just that person. We've never overhyped Aspie. We knew what we get from Aspie. He never lets us down. He's one of those players that certainly before he lost form with the age, he will always give you at least a 7 or 7.5 out of 10 every time he put his foot on the pitch. So yeah, I mean now he's aged, but he's not really at the club because of his playing ability. Injuries have forced him to play, and lack of planning for the right back
Hmm.
positional rotation has forced him to play more than perhaps he should. But sometimes even when he comes into play, he doesn't do a terrible job. He's the job he does is good enough. Gosh, I remember Ivanovic. Ivanovic was a monster when he eventually broke into the Chelsea team and
Hmm.
played with Chelsea for a very long time as a wow. I mean that right back position was his. He was fast. He could
Even though he
score
was
goals.
traditionally a centre back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He could play in the centre back position if necessary. He was good with his head. He was strong. He was resilient. Gosh, I remember one game where Vanovic played throughout the game, and when he took his socks off, it was soaking red with blood. He had been hurt, but he still acted as if there was nothing there. That was Ivanovic. That was the type of players we had at Chelsea then. These guys were tough, strong guys. But when Ivanovic got old and lost his pace, it was glaring. You could see he was getting beaten easily, he was being embarrassed, and the club actually did him a favor to let him go, elsewhere to try and
Hmm.
end his career. But that didn't happen to Ivanovic till he was about 34. He played till well into his 30s. So Aspie, the same thing. He's got to that stage where we would be doing him a favor to let him go in the summer.
But we
He's
needed him now. We do need
Yeah,
him
we
now.
need him now. He's breaking records, and he's showing he's walked into that Chelsea Hall of Fame as a legend. And if he goes in the summer, I wish him all the best of luck. And hopefully Thiago Silva can take over that sort of off-field responsibility from him. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Again, breaking news. Let's look at the breaking news here. Just quickly, again, breaking news. Lyon owner Jean Michael, again, Aulas confirms Gusto will stay at Lyon until at least the summer. To me, which means I think we'll probably have come to an agreement, but probably he finishes the season there. Because that has always been the difference between them, again, agreeing to selling the player to us and us, again, agreeing to pay the money. So maybe we've agreed, okay, let him finish the season there and we'll take him because he's such a talent. I don't think we'll forfeit the opportunity to sign him. What do you think, Bobby, really? Again,
I
and thank
still
you. And thank you, Ryan Ishigi, again, for that update. I appreciate that. Again, without you, I wouldn't have known something like that happened. Go ahead, Bobby.
I still never say never. PYS posts a lot of things that are copied from other people, and that's an old statement. It was put out um, some days ago, so I
Oh,
don't
this one
know
was
what's
put out
going.
some days ago.
Yeah, I mean, he's just retweeted it. This is what he does. PYS is known for this. He will take things from other media sources and retweet it. To be fair, he hasn't referenced anybody else, but this hashtag Chelsea FC, if you go onto that, you probably see that this.
No, again, that's just a hashtag. Again, every content producer or creator uses the CFC hashtag, but
No,
no,
I mean,
he's not quoting any other source here. So To me, yeah, that makes it suspicious.
I mean,
But go ahead with what you were
if
saying.
you click on the hashtag, it goes to Fabrizio
No,
Romano,
no,
who
not this one. This
states,
one goes to a lot of Chelsea news.
no, it does. It goes, well, it does, but one of those at the top of the list is
Okay,
Fabrizio's
okay.
what Fabrizio said, which I actually personally listened to. He did reference this,
Okay.
and however, he said Chelsea are prepared to return with a new proposal as personal terms are
Mhm.
agreed. But Lyon wants to keep Gusto, which we know this. I personally think that probably the solution will be to pay for him and loan him back. I don't,
Yeah,
if he's
let's see
that
what
good a
happens.
player.
Whatever happens, one thing is sure. I think we'd get him. It's that we can. The deal is we're done. The deal is done, and okay, we agreed. Okay, keep him to the rest of the season if you can't get a replacement for him, if that makes any sort of sense. But that's by the way. This one here again. Thank you for that. Again, I appreciate that. Again, news today. Gusto saying at the club. Okay, thank you for saying that. He will get time this year due to recent injury, but once we get competition for RP, I think, yeah, right, the right back, right wing back, I think it's over. Yeah, exactly. We'll have to say that, but I'm sure you do recognize that the club didn't really keep him because of his playing ability. Eager to watch Mudryk pair with Amadou. The both on the flanks, you could say Mudryk on the left hand side, either with Kukureya or Lewis Hall, any of those guys, or any of the sixes. I think he will work well with them. If we don't get Enzo or Caicedo or Onana, again, what options do we have? I have again. I know the club. We haven't talked about much about Ismail Benessa, the AC Milan midfielder who renewed, but his buyout clause is still 50 million euros. That's a cheap. Again, that's a seriously cheap, a bargain given the quality of the player we're talking about here. There's still again. I'm not sure who else to mention, but at least I think he's the one that's buyable at even nearly half the price of other that have been quoted. What do we do now? Good question. I really don't know, Ryan. I really don't know what the club would do if we've completed the signing and decide he stays there on loan. I'm not sure why we'd do that. It doesn't make any sort of sense. And people, if you're watching again, if you haven't, please take a second, drop a like on the stream. We need 35 more likes to get it to 200 likes, and let's get it there by the time the show ends. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. I cannot thank you enough. I'm not sure what we do. Gusto will definitely come to Chelsea. We got the money for Enzo. Benfica are acting like, again, a bee with honey. And with honey, and again, we got that smoke. I like the way you put it. Again, that must be a translation of an African adage to English. Pulled out, again, a Pice tweet on the screen. Yeah, again, yes, I'm looking at it too. Again, what he's saying here. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, look at it here. Again, in EPL, with that pace, you are off. Again, EPL is very competitive and needs a lot of energy. That's the truth. Again, it feels like a year to see Chelsea play again. Yeah, that's some time really. Ben Jacobs. Okay, okay, I'm gonna check Ben Jacobs' tweet again. What did he say? I'm gonna try to find it. Ben Jacobs. Even Ben Jacobs said it. Okay, it's believable. Pice is not a journalist. He finds the source and brings it again to us to make things easier. Yeah, he's not one, but that's why he shares what all the journalists are sharing. Why do Man United want to hijack Chelsea's deal for Gusto? I don't think they can. The only thing they did was ask him to wait for them till the summer that they're coming for him. But let's see what happens. I don't think we'd allow that to happen. Like I'm saying, I'm going to say this again. If in fact he's staying at Lyon to the end of the season, it simply means maybe we haven't gone in with an improved offer, or maybe again with the deal is done, but nobody, again, a lot of people don't know about it. Then he stays to the end of the season like like they've always wanted. If that makes any sort of sense, Prince Venza Zillion. Thank you so much for joining the show. RMTV. What of Edson Alvarez? We haven't heard much about him. And the rumors were that Todd Boehly promised him we were going to come take him. Have we done that? No. Yes, guys, please keep liking the stream. We're at, again, 166 likes. We need just 34 more to get it to 200. Let's get it there by the time the show ends. Let's see what we have here. I just listened to Fabrizio Romano last again, and he just confirmed that Chelsea aren't back yet for Enzo, and that Havertz ain't leaving this January. Enzo, just let him say Havertz ain't leaving. It's as simple as that, and we know that. All we saw there was just some nonsense, clickbait nonsense. Enzo, Chelsea reignitions are just rumors. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
All these people talking of in the summer, in the summer, in the summer. I'm not comfortable with that. The Champions League element, I think, is a very big element.
Mm-hmm.
And the players we're interested in, teams that will be able to offer Champions League football will be there.
Mm-hmm.
So Gusto, I think we have to really try and push to get him this summer, this January, especially if Man United are interested in the summer, because it's more likely that they will have Champions League football. And that's a big pool. That's a very, very big pool. Despite how good our project is, most players like to have that immediate opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but I would rather we don't wait if we can help it.
Yeah, if we can get it done this window, let's get it done. Yeah, because like you said, if we don't have Champions League football come summer, it will be difficult to attract players as such, because all the clubs will say, yeah, look, we have this, they don't have that. And some of them probably are capable of paying him how much you want to pay him. Zivo said Chelsea leaving a sore taste in the mouth of football clubs. We're making them cry now. I am enjoying that. Mathematically, we can finish top four if we'll have a good scoring form, but it is really difficult. Why is it difficult? All the teams there, they're doing well. And then we'll look at the table in a bit. Just remind me if I forget. Again, imagine if Chelsea wins the Champions League out of nowhere. All of our injured players are coming back in time, plus some new signings. So, yeah, we're capable of doing that. And plus, it just seems as if every time we have such issues, we end up springing up again the surprise of the season. But let's see what happens. This January, we have fought a good war again, and our new owners have shown that they mean business. Potter, if you don't perform, take out your shoes and run away. He has to deliver really after all the spenders. Again, it shouldn't go. We shouldn't see anything different from him. Bobby, let's talk about this man here. It turns out, according to rumors, there's nowhere to confirm that Chelsea wanted to sell him, but because you can't sell an injured player, that's why there ain't much talk about him leaving. But Juventus still wants him. Probably they're looking at him as a summer signing for them. Your thoughts on this one, Bobby? Christian Pulisic.
Yeah, I don't believe there are any plans to sell him in January.
It would have been possible only if he's not injured.
Yeah, I mean, even if he wasn't injured, I don't think there would have been that plan. It's delicate even in the summer, but it's very likely, depending on who comes in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this is all about who comes in and who we will be targeting in the summer, one of which will be a striker. So all these players that people are talking about Chelsea selling, I think they're going to be very disappointed. In fact, there's every possibility that nobody's sold this month.
Can you elaborate on why that is?
Because we don't need to,
and
we
plus,
need the squad depth.
You can't sell if you don't have replacement.
Yep, exactly. And we have a lot of injuries. The injury list, though they're coming back, some may take time to come back, and there may be more injuries. So we're not in that flush position to sell people. All this push to sell is being fueled by two things: the people that actually want to ensure that Chelsea stay weak, and people that are not looking ahead to see that, look, yeah, players are coming in. Yeah, the new players, are untested, so we need to have them tested in the roles they were bought for. They might need time to settle into these roles. That's where your squad depth comes in. And that's why I think it'd be foolish to sell Ziyech. Foolish and unnecessary. We're within financial fair play. So wait until the summer for any of these players, really. Even Ruben. Look what's happening with the midfield. We're not even sure we're getting anyone. We may not get anyone. And if you've sold Ruben then, you're making yourself weaker, not stronger.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the case again, the talk of Ziyech leaving is also heating up, but I'll come back to that in a bit. Why can't Chelsea FC wait until summer before they can sign a midfielder and striker? But for right back wing, I don't think we need it to sign another striker really. And if you're talking about striker, you have to be careful the type of striker you're asking for. We don't need a traditional striker. We need a hybrid striker. We need a striker who doesn't just wait in the box and wait for the ball. We need a striker who's capable of again being part of a fluid attacking selection, being again, a striker that's capable of dropping deep and participating in the play. So let's not just start calling for strikers like we did in the case of Lukaku. And you know how that went, that movie went. Do you think Thomas Tuchel will rejoin Chelsea if Potter does not perform? Would it be good or bad? I don't see that happening. He will never, even he wouldn't want to do that. And if you followed again, I followed him since he left Chelsea. The rumors are he's waiting for Real Madrid or Barcelona. But again, if anything, Real Madrid may be because they know his quality, and Barcelona wanted him. But right now, you can see Xavi is doing relatively well. So maybe Real Madrid, when Carlo Ancelotti says he's done, or maybe they feel like it's done because yeah, clubs will be aware that he's available. I know there are rumors again a week ago or so talking about him joining Spurs, but I don't again and the rumors are the follow again the subsequent rumors have it that he doesn't trust the Tottenham project. Probably he's known again. He knows very well that Daniel Levy isn't the one to spend it to again for player acquisitions and getting good players in. Bobby, you wanted to say something regarding the Thomas Tuchel comment. I want to hear from you if you're still there.
No, I actually wanted to go back to the striker thing, which we spoke about just before.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Chelsea need a striker. And why I'm saying that is that in the Premier League, where everybody studies you and plans for you, and it's important to be able to mix things up. If we don't have someone who can get in there, get in the mix, bully the centre backs, win headers, it's easier to plan for because we're playing in front of them all the time. But if we can mix it up, like I remember when Lukaku was on form, he used to start off, he bully the defenders, soften them up. Then when he's brought off, people like Pulisic and Havertz and so had an easier time to find space, or vice versa. You know, we'll have the more nimble players running rings around these centre backs, although not penetrating. By the time they're tired, you pull them off, then you bring on the big centre forward who hit them when they're all softened up, like in one of Lukaku's better games, like he did against Villa. You know, Thomas Tuchel brought him on later. The Villa centre backs were actually quite tired, and he found joy. So, a centre forward, I think, it's an important buy for Chelsea, especially if it's a flexible one.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Again, have you again just one question here? Oh, this is doing what I don't like. Trying to highlight the news. Just one question. Let me catch up with one moment. Let me catch up with what we have in the chat. This says again, have you ever heard bad luck bring good things? Those injuries have made Chelsea do something good. We will bounce back again. Alita Continua. I'm not sure. I think is that Latin? You spoke something there. I miss General Kante and Super James. Oh, what? Again, need not say it actually. Why can't Chelsea FC wait till summer? I think I've read some. You typed something similar before, and I read it. Assign midfielders and strikers because we have too many young midfielders again. But for right wing, I am in support for this January. Let's see what happens. Nkunku is very versatile, a free kick genius, a good finisher, speed, strength. He's explosive. He overall, I think, is well equipped. Again, you count again. I think he's a playmaker really. That's why I don't subscribe to the idea of playing him even as a second striker. Maybe fluid approach, yes, but if anything static there, I wouldn't again accept that because he you can say again you'll be wasting his talent if you play him as a stationary number 9 or even as a second striker. Tuchel for Chelsea back again is a nonsense again. Is a no. It's like vanishing your house. It's like vanishing your house and lie to yourself. It's new. TT loves Chelsea, but that's a story of broken love. We shouldn't even try to rekindle it. It's past. It's past. That's by the way. We'll move on from that. The story of Hakim Ziyech won't go away. That one has refused to go away. And the Roma story is believable. The Newcastle one, I don't think will sell to Newcastle United. Ziyech is a fine player. It's really good. One of the best passes again of the ball we have in the team. Good vision. Good dribbler. Just again, he's not the quickest, but he can still do some damage. If you can make that run, he'd be the first on the pitch to pick you out with an excellent pass, no matter where you are on the pitch. But unfortunately, it hasn't really worked for him at Chelsea. But it's starting to seem like Graham Potter does trust him. He's seen how to get the most out of him. So that begs the question whether all these things we're hearing, whether they're truth or not. We're hearing that Newcastle wants him. They're willing to pay around £30 million for him. We're hearing that if Roma sells Nicolo is it Zaniolo or Zaniolo? I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name and the spelling. I can't get that out of the top of my head. If they sell him, they did come for Ziyech. So yeah, a lot of bucks there, but I'm not sure what happens. But Ziyech is a player I love and would like to see him stay at Chelsea. If his stay will favor him and not just the club being selfish to have him as a player. He's not a player you keep just for him to play only a few games. He'd get frustrated and he's very emotional. Once he gets frustrated, it shows on his face. It shows, again, his attitude on the pitch again will reflect the fact that he's not happy, and we don't want that. That's why even before he came back from the World Cup, I was saying we shouldn't be selfish because we should just let him go. If anything, his performance at the World Cup helps us get a sizable fee from his soul. But it's looking like the club may well do otherwise. But hopefully, it works out for all parties involved. Mr. Macaroni, if you pull all caps or more than 2 emojis, Nightbot, well, again, yeah, it will delete it. It will count it as a spam and maybe get suspended for a while. So stop using all caps, please. We need to see Ziyech and James link up again. We do need to see that. The question is, again, will Ziyech stay? Let Hakim stay and let go Loftus-Cheek. It sounds easy, but yeah, that's even impossible for me. We don't know what the club is going to do. Are we getting another goalie? Because Mendy motion it then flowing with Porter. I don't want to. I'm going to try to avoid that argument. Some people still think Kepa should be the one to leave, but who's the replacement going to be? Some people are arguing for Sloanina to be the guy to make up the number if we sell one of the two, because the rumors are that the club are looking to sell one of the two goalkeepers, either Kepa Arrizabalaga or Edouard Mendy. For me, it's looking more like it's going to be Mendy leaving. Why do I say that? Not again. I want him to leave for his own good. I'm not going to be selfish because I like him. Again, just 1 second. Just 1 second. Yeah, I think I will. My brother is talking to me. Yeah, again, are we getting another goalie? I don't know what the club does. Sloanina is still with us. I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. But that's, by the way, we move on to this one. It says again, a move to Italy will be perfect for Ziyech. Yep. And like as I was saying, Mendy, for me, wanted him to leave isn't because I don't like him. He's a good goalkeeper, and I've said this 1,000 times here. He's well equipped to do even better than better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. But at the moment, it doesn't look like he's ever going to regain that form that he showed when he newly joined Chelsea. I've had Emperor on the panel here argue that the case of Mendy is that he's lost the hunger he had when he joined Chelsea Football Club, and that sounds like that's the truth in Mendy's case. But we have to, again, we move on from that one. I hope he does well, because it's usually when it comes to players, sometimes what you need is to switch clubs. That will help you again regain your form again, if that makes any sort of sense to you. And my brother is back, and it's Kami, bigger bro. Again, I hope you're well awake right now. Maybe still sleepy. Thuram has just decided he will stick with his Bundesliga club for the rest of the champions for the rest of the campaign until his deal expires in the summer, and we know why. It's about money. He gets to get a sign-on fee as he leaves. Plus, in the summer there'll be more clubs. There will be more options for him to choose from. And again, I've always been skeptical about the possibility of him joining Chelsea, given that he lives on a free in the summer. Given that the only people that will benefit mainly if he gets to leave the club right now will be the selling club, which is Borussia Mönchengladbach, and us and the willing again the buyers. So we pay money for him right now, and the club gets some fee and lets him go. But to him, it wouldn't make any sort of sense for him to look at the possibility of getting a sign-on fee if he gets to leave on a free, and then accepting a deal from Chelsea and joining Chelsea. And I've argued, I don't see Chelsea paying anything close to that will amount to the amount he will get if he gets to leave on a free. And rumors are that Barcelona are interested, some other big name clubs. I think Manchester United are also interested. I think Arsenal too were mentioned. So it's a difficult one. I've always been skeptical about that deal. So, bro, thank you for that update. And if you haven't, bro, please again share the link to your channel, and I'll talk about it when I get to it. Again, people will have a few minutes to round off. And we need just 30 more likes to get it to 200 likes. We should get it to 200 likes as soon as possible. Please, even if you're watching and you're not participating in the chat, please do help us. Please, 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 I'm begging you, help us get it to 200 likes. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I want to say thank you again for, again, 9,000 subscribers. We actually have a 20 subscriber cushion on it. It's now 9,020 subscribers. You guys, again, you people are absolute legends. So thank you for that one. They say again, speaking of a goalkeeper, Alban Lafont will be the perfect signing. I don't know him really, but I'm going to check him out. Maybe get to talk about him in detail in another show. Yeah, I have to. Are we getting a midfielder? The club, most likely, most definitely, behind the scenes, like Fabrizio Romano said, are looking at a midfield option, and the rest assured would get in one or two by the time the transfer window starts, if that makes any sort of sense to you. Are we still signing Diego Costa, the goalie? Who? Did you miss up the name? Maybe it's not the goalie I know. Maybe I'm not sure the player you're talking about. We are crying out for a midfielder more than anything else. Can we see that happen? I don't know really. It's up to the club. It's panic moment, and I'm expecting a panic buy. Someone is coming. At least two players. At least. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this: will it be a panic buy? For sure. It will be a panic buy, but probably from a financial perspective. The new owners are not the ones to just throw money at the player if they don't feel like the player fits into the club's current projects. If that makes any sort of sense. I think you may have, again, a Diogo, not Diego. Did you say, yeah, you spelled it Diego. So I think Diogo, yeah, that's what's confused me. Marcus Dungon, Senior Junior, you guys from Banga City, Liberia, West Africa, I'm Chelsea fan. Okay, nice to see you again. I think you said that before, and welcome to the channel. A 6'5" French goalkeeper from Nantes, 24-year-old and on the cheap too, hopefully. Is he good on with his feet? I'm going to check him. I have to take this down. I hope I don't forget to research him. What's the name again? The name that it's Kami mentioned here. Let me find it. Okay, Alban Lafont. Okay. I hope I don't forget it. I can't find my pen here. I'd really want to research him. And then the Diogo, I really want to research the Portuguese goalkeeper. Yeah. Again, from Porto. Okay, is that who the club is? Okay, I want to check him. I usually can. I will have to pay attention to whether that particular player is good with their feet or not. 24 more likes, guys. 24 more likes, people, to get it to 200 likes. You guys are absolute legends. You people are absolute legends, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Now on something like meets from the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Panic buy has always again hurt Chelsea in the past, but I've told you, I've tried it again to say the reason why I think this time it's going to be different. Yeah, we may panic buy, but only from a financial perspective. But the player will get and be rest assured they will fit into our current project. Alban Lafront. Alban Lafront. Now I'm going to start singing it like my son if he doesn't want to forget something. Okay, I'm going to try not to forget that. Alban Lafront. Then Omari again is pushing for a London move. I think it would do him a world of good. Maybe a Premier League club that will work. I don't want us to keep him and not give him enough game time. He needs to be playing again as often as possible to continue his development. What else do we have here? Okay. Again, there shouldn't be such a thing as a panic buy anymore since they use data. Yeah, but it may be panic buy in terms of how much we're going to pay. It makes sense. Since they use data, like I said, I don't think they'd be making such mistake as buying a player that we don't need. What does it say again? There's no panic buy at Chelsea. Thank you for that argument. Bobby, anything else you want to talk about? I think we've come to the natural end of the show. We should call it a day soon so I can go take care of other things I have. How about, are you there, Bobby?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You want to talk about?
Yeah, it's been an interesting show. I'm seeing some tweets going out about Alvarez, Edson Alvarez.
The Ajax player, the Mexican international.
Yeah. There seems to be silence in that area. You know, some people are saying that, well, he's as good as Enzo. I don't know about that. What I do know is he looks like Enzo. That's about it. I don't know if he's as good as Enzo. No, there's nothing else to really add at the moment. We're really at a wait and see time in the transfer market. I think from Friday onwards, between Friday and Monday, we'll have clarity as to what we'll do. The right back, very good option. But you know, like you, I don't want us, if we find ourselves being frustrated, just buying anybody. We shouldn't do that. It's better to wait. It's not that we even have enough to wait, but it's better to be patient. And that's why we can't rush to sell. You know, people say, oh, get rid of Ruben, get rid of Gallagher, get rid of Ziyech. Okay, you get rid of these people, and then you don't bring anyone in. You've gone one step forward and 3 steps back. So the sales aspect of things should be the last on the list. Get the squad in. You only talk of selling people when you find they are surplus to requirements. At the moment, there is no player that's surplus to requirements. None. At the moment.
Yep, I agree with you. Until we find a replacement, I think Liam Lynn just send me an update. Hopefully, I'll be able to open it. And if we look at that, then we can call it a day. I have to go do something else. This say from Gaga Sloanina. Okay, it's a video. That's gonna be problematic, but I'm gonna try it again. We're gonna try and view it anyway. It's already freezing my screen. Yeah, it's a video. It's gonna be seriously problematic. Let me see if we get to play it. I'll risk it. Let me see. Come on. Why is my screen frozen? Perry Yoni again from Liberia. Okay. FC Barcelona fan, I'm guessing. Okay, welcome to the channel. We have another channel called Soccer Perspective. There we cover all football clubs, not just Chelsea Football Club. But welcome to the channel anyway. If this is a project we're building, and then boom, the Fire Porter again, boom, the Fire Porter, it will be again heartbreaking. We'll be back to square one. That's just the truth. So it wouldn't make any sort of sense to let him go right now. Edson is cheaper than Enzo. Oh, yeah, but Enzo is better. If you, I don't know if you agree to that argument. Let's see. Chelsea was set for Enzo and Caicedo, and anything else will be a panic buy. Those players are good enough. Like I said, if you're gonna call it a panic buy, then it has to be from a financial perspective. Just an update I want to share here, but it's a video and it's really it's slowing down the screen. I'm going to try to share it. I hope it works. Just give me a second, and after that we'll call it a day because I don't have much time anymore. Let's see. Yep. Again, thank you so much. It's Kami. Yep, it's Kami. Just shared the link here, saying that's one second here. And again, we're hearing the save from the Gaga Sloanina was again. Just look at it. Wow, wow, that's an excellent save, and that's even after again. You see that? Okay, am I looking at the wrong one? Okay, that's even after he'd already gone to the other direction. He had to change, again, readjust to stop it. So let's see it. Let's see it again. Wow, wow, that is just excellent. Really, kudos to him, and I appreciate my bro sharing that with me. And that's, by the way, again, we move on to this one. Again, this is the link to the sister channel. It's called Soccer Perspective. We'll cover every other club there. This one here again says anything else?
I have
And I
one
agree
last
to
thing
that
to
again.
say.
Yeah,
If
go
I
ahead,
can.
Bobby. Yeah,
You know,
go ahead.
Chelsea
We still
Football
have
Club.
about 2-3 minutes. Yeah, go ahead.
Chelsea has one objective for the rest of the season. One. We have two avenues with which to get to the Champions League, and we must go all out on both those fronts to achieve that objective. That's all we have to do this the rest of this season. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah,
but it's clear that has to be our entire efforts and our entire aims on both those fronts alone.
Yep, I agree with you. I agree with you. So, Bobby, thank you so much for finding the time to be with me on the panel. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you to RMTV. Thank you to Iskami. Thank you to Elijah Kyoko. Thank you to BM Marcus. And thank you to Glenn. Thank you so much, brother. And thank you to Liam Lane. I appreciate all the support and all the love. Where's this last post? Thank you to my brother, Blue Clouds Media, for finding the time to join the show. I cannot thank you guys enough. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. And thank you to Willie Blessed. Thank you to Bobby once more again. I'm looking for Liam Lane. Where can I find your comments here? Again, but that's by the way. I know he understands. Again, and if I, there you go. And if I can't, again, if I didn't mention your name, apologies. I'm only a human being. And Glenn, once more again, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. Temi Tope, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate all the support. Temi Dio, so to speak. Thank you for all the support. And Luigi Pellegrini, thank you so much. And again, once more, my brother, with the last comment there. Again, oh mine, a lot of comments again joined in. So again, thank you to everybody. It says again, bro, keep up the good work. We are waiting for here we go. A few days again for nightmare spending out objective top four in Champions League football. Thank you again, Elijah Kyoko. And for my brother, again, my screen froze. Nee Zion. Thank you so much. With that, again, go check out Nee Zion's YouTube channel. It's called the Blue Clouds Media YouTube channel. There's a 3 dots. There are 3 dots behind his name. If you click it, you'll see one. Go to channel. Go check it out. Make sure to subscribe. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.
you.